most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMA Anomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMA Anomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMA Anomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMA Anomaly Show. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMA Anomaly, and with me, as always, is the co-host with the most, Jive Turkey Nano. You know who it is. But as you might notice, there's an unfamiliar face here, folks, to some of you that might be tuning in, that might be new around here. That's right, folks. We have an absolute dog in the house. S-Dogs MMA up in this mother. What's up? How we doing, Sterling?
Brother, it is great to be behind the scenes with the boy, here live in the flesh with Jive Turkey Nano. I got the boy Olin. We did the show yesterday. Let me tell you right now, it is great to not be hosting. Just sit back, enjoy the vibes with the boys. Let's have a fucking show today, boys.
Let's go. Couldn't have said it better, baby. Great to see you. Got those Tampa Bay vibes. Taking a trip to Florida here. I'm in the Christmas spirit today. Got the green, the red. Got my Rudolph the red nose going on. It's great to be back, boys. Had a good card as well. A lot of bangers.
Bangers, bro.
Great card, in my humble opinion here, folks. I thought this was an absolute banger of a card, and quick shout out to Osterberry's in the chat. Already bright and early, my guy. Love to see it. Let's go. Making the walk. What's up, boys? Good to see y'all. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Let's go, Jax. We'll have to have Jax on here one day, man. Would love to have him on here to break down a card, or if he replies, bro.
Make the walk on the show. Come on.
Get the shade out of here.
Let's go, baby.
Ay. So, as Nano said, we are here with some Tampa Bay vibes. Jeez Louise, if I can actually speak here, folks. We are going to break down UFC Tampa. If you tuned in last night, you might be getting a little bit of deja vu. Same breakdowns, different show, different layout, different vibe altogether, because we got a little bit of added color commentary, folks. Got some wild turkey action up in here tonight. So, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and jump into this card because we are going through every single fight. And at the very end, if you stick around till then, I will be breaking down what bets actually hit. And obviously, me and Nano, as always, in true no-filter fashion, had bet a couple shots on this fight card. So, let's go ahead and jump on into the bottom of the night. We had a women's strawweight bout between Josephine Knudsen against Piera Rodriguez. Now, look, I said at the beginning of the show last week, Nano, that I felt like a fucking Godsmack song because I stand alone. And you know what? I'm happy I fucking did, brother. I'm happy I fucking did because my girl got it done. Shout out Piera, and also shout out to the Rambling Dad. Make sure you drop a follow on the Rambling Dad podcast. Make sure you drop a follow at Making the Walk. And make sure you're following Osterberry's on Twitter. Definitely some great takes on there. So, again, we jump back in to Josephine Knudsen and Piera Rodriguez. We'll go ahead and let the newcomer take a stab at it first, since I know he loves women's MMA. It's actually his favorite. If you want the best women's MMA breakdowns on the web, make sure you drop a like, a comment, and a subscribe to the young man on the far right. You know I'm talking about the dog, the man, S-Dog.
Well, Nano, be ready in about 10 seconds because I'm throwing it to you. This was a horrible way to start the card. Very disappointed in Dana putting this in the bank beginning for a end of the year card with a great fight night that we ended up having. But as we're going to get to, He knew what to do with dangerous Davy Grant. But to stay on this for 6 more seconds, and then Nano, I'm gonna give this to you. It was women's MMA doing women's MMA shit, baby. That's all I can say. Let me hear that turkey.
Gobble, gobble, baby. I'm right here, Richard Bell. Yeah, great breakdown. Short and sweet. The best in the game. Yeah, brother, like you said, it was women's mixed martial arts. It was the first fight on the card, and I think Dana White was doing a little bit of the frog effect, right? Or the old adage that, if you're going to eat a frog each day, you're going to might as well wake up and you can get it done. Get it out the way, eat the frog first thing in the morning, then you got the rest of the day to relax and chill. You don't want to look forward to that thing the whole night. So that was the ugly frog, unfortunately, when it comes to the fights. And frankly, for Pierre Rodriguez, it was that ugly duck turned into a Prince Charming. I mean, this was a great performance for her. The Venezuelan looked tough as nails out there, looked strong. 30-27, I mean, absolute landslide. I would say from the striking perspective, to your point, not the highest level of boxing we've seen out there. Some of the throws were just 1-2s, not a lot of chain together combinations, and you could tell Pieta's boxing was all just to get within arm reach to try and get her opponent down. Josephine, nuts on, nuts off. Just I think had an off night, unfortunately. Just didn't have an answer for the takedowns and the control time. I mean, her opponent, Pieta, was able to land 8 out of 10 minutes of control time. I mean, that's over 2 rounds. And to your point, to the average fan and even to us degenerates out here, it didn't tickle my fancy too much. Don't really have an opponent for who's next for Pieta, although, straw weight, she's up there. But, there's a lot of names. I think just boils down to who's healthy and who has a good answer for that ground game. Maybe stylistically you want to see someone with a little more excitement. But MMA Anomaly, as you're getting hydrated over there, not sure if you have anything else, maybe something else I missed, or if you see a bright future for these girls. But, this was the first one of many bangers.
Great breakdown, boys, and right into a bantamweight bout between Davy Grant and Ramon Tavares. I'm just kidding. Could you imagine?
Hey,
I was like, yeah, that was fire. That was fire.
I was like, that's how you host the show right there.
That's a pro move.
Yeah, that was pro.
Kill the bit. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Great breakdown, guys. And with that being said, we move right into a bantamweight banger, as we like to call it, between Davy Grant, a.k.a. Dangerous Davy Grant, and Ramon Tavares. Look, again, I feel like I was standing on a bit of a ledge all by myself against you in crossover last week. I'm getting a bit of deja vu about what I just said about this last one, man. Davy Grant is the fucking man. Someday you will respect this guy. Look, I like Dangerous Davy. I think he's an absolute stud. Just like Kick Him in the Head MMA podcast. Shout out Head Kick MMA. Make sure you drop a follow for that young man as well, folks. Hit him with some air horns as well. So, look, man, this is just a banger in every sense of the word, man. 147 out of 290 thrown is what Davy landed. Oh, by the way, 147 out of 290 thrown. That's how many significant strikes were landed versus thrown. Come on. Every single attempted and landed strike. Significant. The man was throwing fucking heavy hands. Oh, and also, so was his opponent, Ramon Tavares. This guy came out there locked and loaded and ready to throw him. And also, it's worth noting that not a single takedown was landed in this entire fight. Folks, it's almost as if Christmas came early in this very second fight of the night. Now, I know that this was, the last fight, the last UFC fight card of 2024. So I just feel like the MMA gods had to give us presents, right? And again, Christmas felt like it came a little bit early. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and reverse the order here. Nano, jump right on in and tell us what you thought of Davy's performance.
My man, it was a vintage performance. Old Davy, the Grand, the Beast, man, dangerous, still dangerous as nails, man. It was a great performance. I was expecting his opponent, Ramon Tavares, to have a little bit more of an edge to him. I thought maybe he's going to come in with a little bit more of a speed advantage and, frankly, just the younger, fresher, maybe the hungrier guy. I was wrong. I was very fucking wrong. I don't know why I doubted my boy Dangerous, man. I don't know if it was the age. I don't know if it's just, some of those last few outings, maybe not his best showcasing, but hey, man, you're a Davey effing Grant. You're going to go out there. And granted, one of those was a Daniel Marcos, who we'll be talking about later on. I think, that he might be somebody. So let's not hold Davey Grant. Let's not hold that against him. But yeah, man, stud. Went out there, did what he had to do, outlanded his his opponent every round, and he was just methodical out there, man. He's got that weird kind of lengthy style to him, kind of lulls you at times, weird movement, hard to track down, but he was certainly leading the dance. And Tavares, man, you're gonna get me drunk tonight, but I think still scratching the surface, still a prospect that we can certainly be talking about here in days ahead, but not his night. He's gonna have to lick the wounds, go back in the shop there, and remember the day he messed with the dangerous Davey Grant. And pass it over to S-Dog. What are we thinking, brother? Anything else stood out to you about our boy Davey Dangerous? Sounded jazzed up to talk about it. I missed the other episodes, so forgive me if it is rinse, lather, repeat, but talk to us, brother.
Hey, I'd rather give it to you live and raw, son, and no Diddy. But let me be honest with y'all, boys. Dangerous Davey Grant's a bad motherfucker, dude. And Nano, like you said, I was leaning towards Tavares as well, based on that age as well, and the fact that Davey hadn't fought in like a year. He had that neck injury, so it's been a minute since he's been active. And every fight he's in, man, is an absolute fucking war. So I'll never miss a Davey Grant fight. You'll never have a boring time watching him fight. But you never know if he's going to win or lose just because of the style he has. And he fights guys like Chito Vera, Pedro Munoz, fucking killers. And I was looking up earlier on my phone. People probably thought I was texting. I'm looking up the rankings and what I would like to see next for Dangerous Davey Grant. And I like a Marcus McGee fight. What do you boys think about that?
Ooh, that's a big one.
Marcus McGee's ranked number 14th in the 135-pound division. Davey obviously is not just here to have fun fights. I think he wants to try to at least get in the top 10. It's a fun fight, dude. Marcus McGee's always put on a fun fight. But I will be honest with you, it's a dangerous fight for Dangerous Davey. But I think he's the man for it.
So I'm 1,000% in on that. And the only thing that I think could be possibly as fun as that would be if we pole vaulted him even further into the rankings. We got Jose Aldo coming off of a loss here. No dance partner since. And he's sitting at number 11. I think that would just be a fucking striker's delight, my guys. But again, I'm shooting for the stars here, and Sterling is staying within the realm of reality. So Sterling is the one that's actually doing Sean Shelby's job right now. I'm with you on the Marcus McGee pick, my guy. And Nano, you bet against our guy, so I know you got one poured up, brother.
I do. I'm getting thirsty over here.
I got one poured up with you, Nano.
Yeah, we don't go solo here. We don't do it. So cheers folks, to you, to us, to everybody coming through. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to Davey fucking Grant. Let's go. Cheers, folks.
That was for you, McDane. Good night, baby girl.
Good night, baby girl.
All love.
Davey Grant almost lost his toe before the fight, too. Is this true? I don't know if you saw that last comment McDane just put. Did he really almost lose his toe before the fight?
Davey Grant almost lost his toe before the fight? That's insane, Rambling Dad. McDane, can you send the proof or kind of where you got that from? What's the source? Send location, brother. Can you send location?
Fake news.
Jamie, can you go ahead and pull that up on the monitor? Is that real or are we getting trolled right now?
Bloody elbow.
Wow. The real Jamie just stood up, and it's a fucking turkey. You love to see it. Let's go, Jack Turkey.
McDade said give him 2 minutes.
Give me 2 minutes. It's okay, brother. We got you. Take care of the baby. Jive Turkey took care of the news. Let's fucking go. I was trying
to find the actual toe, but yeah, apparently gruesome toe injury. Wow. Broke my second toe on my right foot 6 weeks out, and then damn nearly severed my left little toe 3 weeks out, needing 5 stitches underneath so deep that the risk of losing it or infection were a definite possibility. I repeat, the risk of losing it or infection were a definite possibility. Both injuries sustained in cage sparring rounds. Oh my god.
Dude,
This made sparring really tricky with lots of protection, lots of different precautions, and the support and treatment I had at the UFCPI was fantastic. Damn, so they knew too. And training partners at Syndicate. Sheesh.
I should have queued up the breaking news fucking clip.
Nano
Please.
got that quick, son.
Hey man, all business.
News
to
at
see it.
9 with Nano.
It's that upgraded Wi-Fi.
This is News at 9 with Nano. If you're just tuning in, please make sure you rewind so you get the full scoop. Here with Nano, the Jive Turkey himself, folks.
Quantum Nano over here. Let's go, baby. I'm on it.
Let's fucking go. Love that. And speaking of things we love, we're going to go ahead and move into the next one, which was a women's flyweight bout between Miranda Fear the Maverick coming in against Jamie Lynn Horth. Nano, we're changing up the order again. You're going to go ahead and take the lead on this one because I know you want to talk about a little Top Gun here.
You can be my wingman anytime.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I appreciate that. I'll be a little Tom Cruise here if that's the case. To the Maverick, Miss Miranda, absolutely strong performance. Don't let the striking differential fool you. You may see that her opponent may have landed more strikes throughout the fight, but it was her, Miranda's wrestling game that was the differentiator here. Jamie Lynn Horth did not really have an answer for it. Miranda did land 2 out of the 9 takedowns, had a lot of control there. And that was really the narrative. I will admit, most people may not necessarily be a huge fan of the wrestling game or someone that prefers to have that path to victory, but that's what Miranda Maverick's all about, baby. You know, she's in there. She wears some really cool glasses. She looks so small in there. That's all I was thinking about too. Oh my gosh, she's tiny in this division, but where she makes up in size, she does in heart. Yeah, I'll leave some meat on the bones here. I think all in all, it was a Miranda Maverick performance. Nothing that's, being at the top of the mountain saying, she's the next one in line. She's gonna kill everybody. Although that would have been pretty cool, a little Kamzat moment there. But yeah, man, she's great at what she does. She's a true specialist, and I think just continue to develop. Again, she's still so young in her career as a woman. I think sky's still the limit. She's still putting it all together, though. I don't know what's next for her. I mean, is she ranked? If not, I mean, maybe finally give her a top 15er. But I don't know, S-Dog. I mean, there's more meat on my ankles in this. It's a little bone dry. It's that like fatty meat part, on the end of the drumstick that you don't really want to eat, but you kind of have to, don't want to be rude and leave out, or you give to the dog, I suppose. But yeah, man. I don't know if S-Dog wants to jump in.
Bro, first of all, I wish we could post our WhatsApps on social media sometimes. If the folks only knew what McDane was just referring to right there. Oh, then I hope you know what he's saying. No, I see you were recently added in the group while I was taking my Sad Boy tour.
I'm in
that
there.
man is hilarious. Shout out to Ramblin' Dad. Like and subscribe. But he is very true. I need friends like Nano to hype me up like that because that fight was dog shit. I think you were being very friendly there, brother. I don't blame you, though, because I don't want to come at it as like a hater or a casual, too, because you do got to appreciate the fine work of dominating, being able to control somebody, being able to fucking just make the fight as easy as possible for you with no damage. You got to respect it, but you're not going to be a dangerous Davy Grant, baby. So that's my thoughts on it. And Olin, if you want to move on, I'm right behind you. You are muted. Okay, it's all right. Me and Nano will take this over. Nano, so what else did you think about Miranda Maverick?
You gotta say no Diddy after you say you're right behind me like that, man. You gotta say no Diddy.
That's a good point.
I'll be honest with you. Part of me was muting on purpose because I just wanted to give you a chance to recover, man. Now, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and jump into this fight, folks. I know Sterling is not the biggest fan of women's MMA, but I gotta tell you, Miranda Maverick went out there and did Miranda Maverick things. She took her opponent to the fucking danger zone, okay, folks? And I'm happy about it. I think that she proved again that she is one of the top contenders in this women's flyweight division. Now, before we move on, as much as I know Sterling would love to just jump right on into the fucking next one, my guy, we have to play a little bit of matchmaking here. So, I have thoughts. I think Miranda Maverick is, again, coming into being number 15 as of today, after being not ranked before this fight. I think she's making a little bit of a name for herself out here. And with that being said, I think we got to put a little bit of respect on her name. As much as I don't want to see our girl fight backwards, call me crazy, walk me off the ledge, Nano and Sterling, I think it might be a fun fight to see her in there next against the Jasmine.
Já se dá ter.
I don't know what you think. Nano,
like
go
it.
to you first. What are you thinking?
I like it. I mean, I don't know if we're homers due to the sound clip that we have on deck, just so conveniently. But no, I like it. It makes sense, right? I mean, Jasmine is sitting there at 12. Miranda is now in the 15 hole. I guess I do stand corrected. Feels like she, this was maybe due for that. But to S-Dog's point, nothing necessarily drives the needle that much for Miranda Maverick. I mean, she's going to be, in my opinion, the B side of whoever we're looking at up above her ranking. Even if we just go to her next door neighbor there, and Ariana Da Silva, another fun one, big name. Stylistically, I mean, I don't love that for Ariane Da Silva, aka Ariane Lipski for us old heads. But yeah, I think of Jasmine, Ariane. Tracy Cortez, maybe looking to get back in the winner's column, another strong wrestler, quote unquote. S-Dog, is there any of those tickling the fancy, or are you kind of just, nullified point here when talking about Maverick and not Tom Cruise's, Top Gun here?
I'll be real honest with you, boys. I like the matchups they are saying, but they're all going to go the same way we saw last night. Or maybe it just goes to decision and they try to stand up and it's just amateur striking. So it's like I said, bro, unless you're in the top 5 in the women's ranking, I mean, there's not a whole lot of bitches putting on fights or putting on shows that you want to see, like a Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Zhang Wei Li, a Rose Namajunas, Kayla Harrison, Holly Holmes, Ronda Rousey, even Juliana Pena. And she's the champ. And I'm not like, my dick doesn't get hard when she fights. And not like that, not because of her looks, because of the fighting style. But Raquel Pennington, I mean, one of the most boring fighting styles you've ever seen, and she was the champ. So
Hey, Raquel Pennington has solid boxing, bro.
He said, I'm drawing the line there. He said, I'm drawing the line there. Don't you put that name on that? He said, I'm drawing the line there.
Come on.
No, I got you. But
Rocky's got solid stand-up too, bro. Like, come on.
solid? I wouldn't say solid. For women's MMA, it's solid. For women's MMA, it's solid.
What are you trying to compare it to fucking Jose Aldo, bro? Let's live in the realm of reality, dog.
But if you compare Amanda Nunes is striking to a lot of men, better. You know what I'm saying? Zhang Wei Li striking.
She's solid. Ooh.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Come on, bro. Fiat's a bad bitch. Fiat's
Fiat, yeah.
Okay, but you're
Dakota.
also talking about comparing like the top 5 flyweights of all time to like the
Fair.
mid-tier flyweights of all
right.
time. Again,
You're right.
like give them the same shakeout you would give the fucking men, bro.
No, you're right.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but like with all due respect, I wouldn't say Raquel Pennington has the best striking of all time, but currently, I think that she has a decent stand-up game in her division, and her grappling negation. I mean, she does work in the clinch, bro. Is it the most exciting fight style in the world? No. Do I go back and rewatch her fights like ad nauseum for fun? No. But like, but again, it's also not like Thug Rose versus Cookie Monster.
Oh man, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I try to be optimistic about as much as I can, bro. So and I gotta jump in the chat real quick before we move any further. Making the walk got jokes all fucking night, apparently. Miranda said that she treated that fight as a loss. I thought to myself, I did too. Rambling Dad said, agree, Jax. Shite fight. That's fun to say. Rolls off the tongue.
These boys know.
Man.
I'm I respect it though. You know, you're defending the girls. Someone's got to stand up for them. But Sav, I'm sorry. Like I said, Sav, I'm not a hater. I just call it as I see it. I've been watching this shit for a good minute now. Your boy's been involved in fighting for a little bit now, and it is what it is. 9 times out of 10. But every once in a while, they'll surprise you.
I mean, exactly. And Jasmine is kind of one of those people that typically puts on a fucking show. So that's why I think you put her against a Miranda Maverick. Look, I don't care how much I love Top Gun. I don't care how much I love the movies. And Miranda Maverick. I think she's a dominant beast. But I think that if you run it back, and again, I tried to leave a little meat on the bones for you guys whenever I threw this one out there. It is a rematch. Because Jasmine already got a unanimous decision win over Miranda Maverick, yet she sits 5 ranks above her because she's been on a bit of a tear, folks. So that's why I think this fight makes a lot of sense. And, you got to think Miranda Maverick is going to want to get that one back because it's one that she has as an asterisk on her record. Now we move forward into a bit of a more exciting fight. I know Sterling is a bit of a dog right now, foaming at the bit to talk at this one. And with that being said, we have a featherweight bout between Miles El Chapo Johns against Felipe Lima. My fucking goodness. Sterling, take the lead, my guy. Let's hear it.
Bro, this was an amazing fight. Dana knew what he was doing, putting 2 absolute banger bantamweight fights up after this. I know this fight was at featherweight, but it was a catchweight fight. But for Miles John and Felipe Lima, dude, they came out and put on a show, man. Miles John looked fucking nasty with the boxing. He was ripping to the body. Lima's all-around MMA game was sick. The kicks were nasty. Up against the cage, grappling was nasty. The hands were nasty. Really high-paced fight, too, man. I fucking love watching 135ers fight, man. It's one of the most stacked divisions, bro. We always talk about this every show. From 1 through 25, nothing but killers. I mean, Dangerous Davy Grant's not even in the top 20. I mean, it's fucking insane. So it's killers out there, man. It's stacked. This was an amazing fight. I'm ready to see what the boy Nano thought. But yeah, great fight. Miles John, a lot of people saying he got robbed, but it is what it is. Can't leave it in the hand of the judges. Great fight though, Nano. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, brother. It definitely was a great fight. 2 high-level martial artists going at it, man. And just looking at these guys, they look tough as nails. I mean, Miles Johns looks like someone you would not want to mess with at a bar. Dude looks absolutely shredded, absolutely yacked. And then Felipe Lima, man, the jungle boy, babyface killer over here. Absolute stud. Another, Brazilian dude that's just someone we really got to keep our eye on. He came in decorated. He was the Ben favorite. Even though he's young and maybe green in his UFC career, I think he's somebody we're going to be talking about for a while here. Again, showed a lot of talent, a lot of poise, and just a lot of savviness. It wasn't it wasn't a matchup with a ton of strikes. I mean, we're talking 90 total strikes between the two guys, and it went to a decision. So over the course of 15 minutes, it just really wasn't high octane. I think that was maybe the only downside. Felipe did land a couple takedowns. A little bit of control time in there, but I just felt like he was a step ahead, cutting angles, like frustrating his opponent. Really good defense as Olin, just like right on cue, starts demonstrating for us here for the visual learners, viewers, and learners if you're trying to learn how to, dodge your head, dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge, bob and weave, baby. Yeah, man, all in all, I'm impressed with him. I think the sky's the limit. In terms of what's next, like you're saying, absolute murder's row here in the featherweight division. There's a few names, though. I think, again, this is someone that you got to build them up the right way. You got to get some credibility. I mean, dude hasn't lost. He's 14-1 virtually in the most recent memory on a long winning streak. Maybe you line him up against another guy who's also on a long winning streak, like a Yusuf, the Moroccan Devil Zalal, although I want to see Yusuf continue to strive, so I'm not going to make that match for him. But, hey, maybe even a Korean Superboy who just had a really strong performance as of recent, to my detriment. And Andre Touchy-Feely's out there. I mean, there's some big names, but the reality is anyone you put him up against, Felipe's probably going to be the Ben favorite. And, man, the kid looks good, man. The Jungle Boy is just going to be Tarzan before we know it. What do you think? I mean, not only talk to us, brother.
Man, first and foremost, great breakdown from both of you guys. Gotta give you guys your round of applause here, folks. Come on. Give it up for these two. Give it up for these two. Make sure you're liked and subscribe to their stuff as well. At SDogs MMA Talk and at Jive Turkey Nano on Twitter. Look, this fight was an absolute banger for every single second. If you look at it on paper, it just doesn't do it justice. The fact that there was only 95 total strikes landed, would you believe me if I told you that? Like, it just didn't seem that way. It seemed like there were so many more strikes that actually hit, crashing into these fucking guys, right? And again, I mean, the best way to describe Miles Johns is I felt like I was watching, as you said, Nano, like he's yoked, right? Like he's fucking Jack City. He reminds me of Yoel Romero, but if you hit him with like a shrink ray, right? And he just like shrunk down into a smaller weight class. The way that he fights too, he's like a striking Yoel Romero. He just hands at the hips, ha, 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 and he claws and paws in with the way that he throws hooks. Sterling, you know what I'm talking about. You've done a lot of sparring. Like when you fight somebody like that, the form doesn't look fantastic. It doesn't even look clean. It doesn't look like it would do a lot of damage, but it sucks ass. It's so bad because it's not formally perfect, right? Because they're doing those pawing shots, it's different than somebody that's coming inside and throwing proper hooks. You don't really know how to defend against it. And also, you don't know how to make the reads on it when they're not hands up here throwing and they're just firing from the hips like a Chuck Liddell used to do, right? So it's tough. And shout out Jerome. Let's fucking go in the chat.
My
Love
brother.
to see new people in the chat. Let's
My
go.
brother. Shout out Jerome, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Here we go.
So, I mean, this was just an absolute banger performance from Felipe Lima, start to finish. He landed pretty much a 2-to-1 differential on his opponent, keeping things at range and just making sure that he was leading the dance far more often than he wasn't, right? He also got 2 minutes and 55 seconds of control time compared to 1 minute and 35, so he doubled up on him there as well. I mean, again, this was his fight. Miles Johns did everything he could, but simply seemed to be a step behind his opponent everywhere the fight went. And that's all she wrote. So what do I think should be next for this young man? Well, right now, sitting on Tapology's website, he's ranked at number 36.
Whoa.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing him fight somebody like a killer Kyle Nelson. That's what I think his nickname should be, but it's the Monster. Or Chepe Mariscal, I think would be a really, really fun matchup for him. Chepe Mariscal currently does not have a matchup scheduled. His last win, of course, was over Damon Jackson. Before that, he got a win over Morgan Charrier. But I digress. He's only sitting at number 30, right behind Nate the Train Landwehr. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but I think Chepe Mariscal versus Felipe Lima would be an absolute barn burner of a matchup.
Yeah, bro, I'm looking up the rankings right now, man. And honestly, like you said, I don't think he's really ready for somebody in the top 15 yet. I think you're doing him a real justice with those type of guys, with Kyle the Monster Nelson, and just some guys that aren't in the top 25 yet. Let him get a couple more fights. That was a fun fight with Miles John, but he's not ready for a guy like Montez Jackson or a Kyler Phillips and nothing like that yet. What do you think, Nano?
Yeah, no, I do like it, man. I do like it. I like what I'm seeing. A lot of good names. I think with Chepe, is Chepe fighting? Did I see that wrong?
I like the
no,
Chepe.
He's not. Chepe makes
He's
sense.
not fighting. No.
The only thing with him is, did he miss weight? Was that his thing? I think he did, huh? His last fight. And that was the only kind of frustrating part, was he keeps
Chepe?
missing
Yeah, he did
weight.
miss weight his last fight.
Yeah. But if he's serious, man, this is the way to do it. And hey, this next fight, another featherweight that certainly looking to make a name for himself. So could be someone else to match him up with. Again, could be a eliminator for who's ready for a top 15, or if not, Felipe probably is probably a win or two away, though, in my opinion. I think no matter who we throw at him.
I don't know if Olin's in the chat yet, but Jerome asked an amazing question, and so did No Chill MMA.
There we go. Chill.
So first and foremost, Jerome asks, quick question for y'all. Who is your favorite MMA fighter at any time? Mine, I'll go ahead and just lead this one off real quick, is Dustin the Diamond Poirier. I had the pleasure of meeting him in June in Las Vegas. I grew up in Louisiana. He has always been kind of an inspiration to me. And I've liked him since the Fight Field days, man. And I'm still holding out hope that someday he'll get some kind of belt, even if it's just a BMF belt in New Orleans, as we talked about yesterday briefly. We'll get into that a little bit later at the end of the show. Who wants to go next?
Nana.
Oh, here we go. I'll dive in. GSP, George St. Pierre, definitely all-time favorite MMA fighter for me personally. I think a lot of it's nostalgia growing up. He was the guy. I think Chuck Liddell, kind of honorary second there, has just absolute legend. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at those two. I could go on forever. I started thinking of like who's a dark horse, who else I want to throw in there, but I'm gonna leave it at those two as my favorite of all time. Someone in this new era will certainly make their way into my Mount Rushmore. I know it, but S-Dog, answer the man. Jerome wants to hear from us. What are you thinking?
Boys, I'm going to have to go with two guys like you just did. Nate Diaz, first of all. Always. It's 209 versus the world. Fuck these motherfuckers.
Let's go.
And second of all, the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, baby. Those are my two favorite
Legend
fighters on earth. But to kind of get us back onto this card, No Chill MMA asked a great question, boys.
So No Chill MMA said, hey, I'm working on a video and I can't find this information anywhere, so I thought I'd ask around. What happened to Soren Buck? Well, it looks like Soren Buck actually retired his blue belt in October of 2022, saying he'd been focusing more on avoiding getting knocked out than submitting people. And it also looks like his most recent post that's not pinned on his Instagram is by Fighting DK and says Soren Buck had several offers, but unfortunately there's no prospect of a comeback for the time being. And prior to that, his most recent post simply says, embrace the journey. Every setback is a setup for a stronger comeback. Whether it's overcoming injuries or pushing through intense MMA training, the path to strength is never straightforward, but every challenge makes us tougher and every reset makes us wiser. Let's keep pushing forward, warriors. That was 18 weeks ago, though, so a very long time ago. I mean, it seems like maybe he's taken a step back from the sport of mixed martial arts, and I don't know that a comeback is necessarily imminent right now. By the looks of things, he could also simply be waiting and holding back from posting anything or taking any fights because he wants to get out of this PFL kind of scramble that he's in, because I know last I heard he was still signed with Bellator, and it would make a lot more sense for him to try and get signed with a promotion that is going to give him more sufficient and often fights like the UFC. Any thoughts on that, boys?
No, well said, brother. Not too much more to add.
Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic. So with that being said, we'll go on and move into the next fight, which was probably one of my favorite performances of the night. And that was a featherweight bout between Sean the Sniper Woodson and Fernando Padilla. This fight was absolutely nuts. Nano, what the fuck were you thinking watching this fight live, my friend?
Sheesh. I was thinking we were going to see a boxer's delight, and that's exactly what we got, y'all. We had some great punches thrown. I'm going to have to cork my bottle here because I took the underdog. I thought my boy Fernando, the Mexicano, was going to find a way to get it done. I just thought he was a little bit younger. Thought maybe his clinch work would be something to give him an edge. And I said it last week, but then I looked at the pictures again. Okay. And Sean Woodson, and it was brought to my attention after that he fought as a heavyweight. This fucking guy.
Yeah.
A fucking heavyweight. That's not fair.
Yeah.
This fucking guy. Why are you bullying these little guys, huh? Why you pick up someone your own size? This freaking goddamn heavyweight. I was like, no way. Because he looked big. I think he was that big. It's a big boy.
That's a big
205
boy.
plus. That's
So
60 plus
145.
pounds. Down to 145. Shee. And it made sense. As soon as he put mitts on my boy Fernando, he said, no mas. No mas. And well, that was really all she wrote. I mean, again, enjoyed it. Some great punches were thrown. He was tactical. Fernando did his best to try to hang in there, but you could just tell, man, he just did not like the way those punches felt. Real quick in the track, crossover MMA. What's up, fellas? Padilla thought he could just eat countless clean shots. LOL. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Again, I'm Mexican. We think, we're a little tougher than we probably are. We think we're like the Hulk out here getting stronger with those punches, but no, it's not how it works. Yeah, man, he was eating them, and Sean just kept them coming, bro. Sean just kept them coming, picking his shots methodically. I mean, let's look at some of the differentials. S-Dog, I mean, did anything stick out to you, brother? I mean, was that what you expected, that kind of work, or?
Bro, that's exactly what I expect from Sean Woodson. People don't know about this, and I told this to Olin yesterday. My man's been in the UFC before COVID. He's been doing shit like this for 5 to 6 years now, bro, in the UFC. Not fighting maybe these top 15 guys, but I think he needs a top 15 guy next, and I'm interested to see what y'all think about this matchup. I think we need to see Sean Woodson versus either Edson Barboza or Giga. Let me fucking slow down. Let me get my words. Giga Chikadze or Edson Barboza. But before I throw it over to Nano, I love just sitting back and listening to the way my man breaks this shit down. First of all, makes me feel super unprofessional. I come in here with all this hot language, talking crazy shit, giving y'all this fucking fighter's point of view, and then Nano comes in this bitch so professional. You think he's reading it off a fucking teleprompter. So I'm gonna throw this over to Nano. What do you think about that matchup, brother, between Giga or Edson Barboza for Sean the Sniper?
Ooh. Man, I do like Edson a lot. I like Giga as well. Giga might be the real play, I think, because Edson might have a dance partner. But appreciate it, brother. We try to hit him from different angles, my man. Maybe it's just the cadence. Watch a lot of sports. Try to keep it, jive out here. But nah, brother, you keep it no filter, big dog. That's how we all like it, man. I think I need to loosen up, if anything. Ain't nobody want to hear. Carson Tucker or late at night, whatever the case, we're a little more Howard Stern over this bitch now.
Yeah, baby.
Come on, baby, with this motherfucker. No, but I like it a lot, brother. I like it. I mean, the reality is, Sean, you asked for a top 15er. He's 32 years young. Like you said, he's been doing it since COVID. I mean, dude's right where he needs to be. Why not? Why not a Edson? Why not I mean, man, I hate to say it, Dan Ige potentially. Giga's definitely there as well at 12. Fireworks for sure. Fireworks are gonna be had. He's a big boy, man. He's a problem. I don't like anyone matched up against him. He's just so unorthodox, so unusual. He's, dare I say, an MMA anomaly. As I pass over to you, my brother, talk to us.
I like the Dan Ige.
I like the Dan Ige bout a lot. I really do. Look, I'm gonna take it one step further because I just don't want to say the same exact thing I said last night. I got to change it up, right? I did throw out the Edson Barboza one, so I'm gonna change it up a bit, and I'm gonna climb that ladder. All right, what do we think of a Lerone the Miracle Murphy?
Ooh.
I don't know that he would take the fight down.
Boy,
but
that's a big one.
After a performance like that would be fun as fuck.
Bro, Lerone Murphy.
Striking wise, that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
And he's strong. He's incredibly strong, boys.
Yeah, I'm not stoked if I'm Murphy, but you obviously answer the bell, right?
You answer the bell. And I think it'd honestly be, not trying to rhyme here, but it makes it too easy. I think it'd be a battle of length versus strength, boys.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, power versus just that long, lanky. But Lerone Murphy's here to fucking get down. That Edson Barboza fight was nasty. I hope these kids don't forget about that fight by the end of the year.
That was disgusting.
That's got to be in everyone's top 5, bro. That fight was nasty.
Speaking of forgetting, I mean, let's not forget about Calvin Kattar. I mean, we last saw him against an Aljo. Not the best stylistically, but that's another slick boxer now. It's another slick boxer.
Damn, that would be a boxing fight. That'd
be a boxing fight.
A takedown wouldn't fucking exist. Clinching might happen. Woo, Nano.
A lot of fun matchups, man.
Coming up with Fuego tonight, son.
I just lay it out for y'all to play it out, boys. Come on, you know how we do.
Love it.
God
You love
damn.
to see it, baby.
I love that matchup, Sean. I like that. Either Ige or Kattar next for Sean Woodson. Put that on like a pay-per-view card to like start the prelims off or something. That's a fun fucking fight.
That'd be a fantastic fight. Yeah, sign me up for that one. I think that's actually my favorite matchup.
I like
I
that.
think I like Calvin Kattar a lot.
Yeah, and he's coming off a loss too. Coming
Yep.
off a loss, get one of these up and coming guys coming up who are already nasty. I mean, that's I like that a lot, dude. And it's a winnable fight for both guys. You don't know who the fuck's gonna win that.
Look, before I take this shot with Nano, because again, we don't let him do one alone. Making the walk, just throwing actual fucking fire into the chat here. Woodson needs to stay in shape and put on the loudest ringtone for any late notice fights against a ranked fighter. 1000%. And that's exactly the point that I'm making about the Leroy Murphy fight, right? Like if Leroy Murphy is scheduled for a fight and his opponent falls out, that's the fight that I pray to God gets fucking made, boys. That's the one I want to see. So with that being said, Nano, make better decisions, my friend. And folks, if you drink, do a shot with us. If you don't, do a sip of water, folks. Stay freaking hydrated. Cheers to you. Cheers to everything you do.
Salud. And I definitely will do my best to try and be better. 1% every day, 1% every card.
Juice Man 562. Oh shit! My second time here. It's cooking.
Juice Man in the chat, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. We love to see people coming back to the motherfucking chat.
Let's go.
And with that being said, we jump on into the lightweight bout that happened next. Speaking of fucking cooking with straight up fire, I'm going to take the lead on this one because I just can't help myself, folks. I'll let you guys fight over the next one who gets the lead. But look, Joel Alvarez versus Drakkar Klose. Just an absolute barn burner of a fight for as long as it fucking lasted. All 2 minutes and 48 whopping seconds. Look, Alvarez initiated the bout with a strong right hand that rocked Drakkar Klose, prompted him to take a sloppy takedown entry. And look, after that, things just got worse for the young man, right? The flying knee, I thought almost knocked Klose completely the fuck out. And the distance control that his opponent had, Joel Alvarez, I mean, it was just something to behold. That was my most impressive performance I've ever seen for Joel Alvarez, and I look forward to see what's next. The way that he grabbed him as he dropped him and just cradled his head to land a couple of extra disgusting shots. I mean, it was just fucking incredible, man. It was incredible. And quick shout out to Osterberries. He said he realized he wasn't subbed, but he is now. Let's go. We appreciate you, my friend. We appreciate you. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to whoever's not going to break down the next one first.
I'll tell you what, it's really hard to follow Nano, so let me go ahead and get this from a fucking low perspective, and I can go back to John Anik over here. What fight were we just talking about?
Off to a solid start. Joel Alvarez versus Drakkar Klose, my friend.
Thank you. I was on the Michael. I was so ready to get to Michael Johnson, but I didn't want to jump the gun, and then you'd be like, "Hey, bud, can you wait one more fight?"
Slow your fucking roll there, kid.
Yeah, bro, that dude's a motherfucker, bro. Spain's coming out with some killers, dude. If you haven't watched his fights before this, he reminds me of a lot of the Golden Boy Daniel Zehuler, who's just nasty with the kickboxing. His elbows are nasty. His range and like just the way he knows the distance is insane, bro. And Drakkar Klose was out. He didn't even know Drakkar Klose was out. He tried to go put him in a submission. I mean, it's insane, bro. Let me go ahead and slide this over to Nano because I've talked about this fight in 3 different episodes. And like I said, I'm ready to see what this man's got going on.
Hey man, short and sweet, just like they would in España over there. Just like a bunch of little tapas, nothing too big, unless it's some paella. But no, man, all things considered, Joel Alvarez, absolute dog. I mean, he is worth the ticket of admission. Following in Ilya's footsteps, walking out to the song, which is an absolute banger, by the way. I do need to learn that for my next karaoke. Ay, 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 mi amor. Ay, 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 dum, dum, en corazón. I forget the rest, but you get the premise.
Shit, it's stuck in my head now. You might as well finish it.
I'll have to pull it out. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I don't know, but that's all I do now.
Yeah.
I digress. No, but listen, y'all. If anything's getting finished, it's Joel Alvarez's opponents at this point. He's 100% still to this day. Jakar Close, man. I mean, unfortunately, just didn't stand a chance. I think you mentioned, you thought the knee might have put him out of there. I thought it did. I mean, judging by the way he was able to slip the choke in and the way that went pretty quickly, unless it was a really synced in choke and maybe the lights went out relatively quick. The knee might have got him. The choke definitely followed up, and then the extra punches on top, ground and pound to the face. Certainly, or just, I guess, added cherries and added whipped cream and sprinkles on that bitch as well. I mean, I don't know what else you got to do to get the man out of there, but that was, wow. Just a holy shit moment, as Dana White coined. What's next for Joel? I mean, hey, maybe you throw a big old son of a gun against another big old spider-like son of a gun in a Jalen Turner, my boy. Just seeing those two dudes fire off against each other would be huge. Joel did mention, I think he said he was open to going up to 170.
I gotta cut in.
Bro, I was gonna let him finish.
You didn't watch the episode yesterday with me and Sterling?
Yeah.
That was my pick.
There we go, baby. I did not. For the record, I did not.
My
But
fucking guy.
I was like, what the fuck? They talked about
I
this?
feel like Professor Xavier right now.
bro. Hey, I mean, that's notable. That's a big dude, the tarantula coming off an L. But, I mean, both these guys, I don't know how the hell they're even fighting 155. They're the two MMA anomalies. As Oscar Bear so kindly phrased here, weight bully. He is, man. He's a freak. Maybe it's the Goku tattoo and the Dragon Balls that he has on his body helping maybe the sensu beans. I don't know what it is, y'all. But he's I'm a fan. Spain's cooking something up for sure. Put him in there against anyone. I think I've seen online a Benoit potentially as another fun dance partner. I mean, dude, you put this guy in there against anyone, he's a problem. Curious to see as you start to move up, you look at like a Benil Dariush. Not that I'm saying he's next, but stylistically, like, what do you have when it comes to, and what answer do you have for the ground game? A Mateo Scamrout right there as well. You're not getting past those guys unless you have some sort of ground game. So that's only maybe question mark I have for our boy Joel. But then again, maybe you don't need it when you're knocking every motherfucker out. So he's a stud. Drop the mic.
And shout out Juice Man. I'm talking about love you guys vibes. Y'all talk, I listen. My man said stuck in LA traffic. This couldn't come at a better time. Brother, that's what we're fucking here for. And like I said, I'm sorry for the way I come at this. Sometimes I wish I could be a little bit more elegant like these motherfuckers over here. But I don't know the words these motherfuckers know, and I can't keep it how they do. But we appreciate you being here.
Yeah, folks, look, we're about 53 minutes in at this point. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out Anakin.
Anakin, what's
Let's
up,
go.
baby?
Just got back from sparring. Love to fucking see you, brother. You guys go to spa? I thought you said spa. Well, I mean, I hope sparring went well, my friend. I hope you were fucking rocking and socking up in there, my friend. And look, you guys are doing a great job breaking this one down. I've already gave my color commentary on it. I already told you where my head is. I agree with fucking Nano on this one. As I said, we're 53 minutes in. Make sure if you haven't already done so, you are subscribed to @MMA Anomaly on YouTube and S-Dogs MMA, obviously. @S-Dogs MMA Talk on YouTube, folks. Hit them with the air horns. Let's fucking go. And you can follow @JiveTurkeyNano on Twitter for his MMA takes and soon to come fantasy football channel on YouTube, folks.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Stay tuned.
Let's go, folks. So, with that being said, we move right on into the headliner of the preliminary card. We had Michael Johnson coming in against Mr. Potato Head himself, Ataman Zaitar, and my guy just fucking can't even keep it in the pants, so I'm going to let him rip. Let's hear it, Sterling. Give us that take, brother.
I am brick hard right now, son. Michael the Menace Johnson coming back with a nasty fucking KO. This man is always down to kill or be killed. I fucking love the OG Black Zillions in the game still. I love that my man's been in the UFC for 15 years now. this dude was in the UFC when you could wear your own shorts with your own sponsorships, have your own fucking banner behind you with everything you had. Condom Depot. Let's never forget. Michael the Menace Johnson is that motherfucker. He's fought your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. He's fought everyone in the UFC, the young, the old, the new up-and-coming killers. He is that guy. And boys, my man said he has 5 more years left in him, and I cannot wait for it. I want to see who y'all think is up next for him. But before I do that, Nano, give me that shit.
Let's fucking go. I'll give it to you raw, baby. It's no filter. That's how we are around here. And dude, Michael Johnson, that right hook from hell. Oh my God. He turned back the clock here. Father Time, usually undefeated, but not in this case. Odd man. What happened to the odd man? I don't know, but Michael fucking Johnson's what happened, bro. Okay. He channeled a little bit of MJ there. That's all else I can say, man. I mean, really. And the thing is with Michael Johnson, and we kind of talked about it last week, but this dude's been in there with the who's. And, sometimes you see that old dude, and I say that with the utmost respect, because he's an older cat now. He ain't none of these young bucks. But you see some of these old guys, and you just don't want to fuck with them. And he's one of those guys. Like, I think he'll have that power, and he'll have that ability to just bitch slap you and knock you out until he's probably well into his 50s. Dude's got it, though. He's trained with all the who's. He's fought all the who's. So it's no surprise he has something like that in his toolbox. But, dude, you want to talk about a punch that you, like, at least me personally, kind of dream about hitting on someone. When you kind of cue one up, you step back, and you just dip underneath. Like, I don't know how many times I visualized something like that happening. To land it like that is pretty legendary. And to have your opponent face plant is just extra icing on the cake, and another 50 grand in your pocket certainly doesn't hurt. I like what I saw, man. I think for MJ, I think he said top 15. I don't know. I think pump the brakes there. There's some dogs up in that realm. It ain't like it was once in your heyday. So I don't know about that, but I think just make a legend fight, right? Put him in there against Jim fucking Miller. Oh.
Whoa, what?
Coming out of left wind here, brother. I'm gonna cut in. I'm gonna cut into this dance, as we say.
Cut some rug. What you got?
Look, brother, he was beating Justin Gaethje every second of that fight up until Justin Gaethje won it in Justin Gaethje's motherfucking UFC debut. I'm banging the doldrums to fight Justin Gaethje again. That's the fucking fight to make, my friend. You gotta go out there. You gotta run that one back. I know Justin's not gonna want to take it, but Justin's also not been winning fights.
Brother, Justin Gaethje is ranked number 3 right now. Justin Gaethje's not going to go all the way down there and fight MJ.
I'm out here living in fairy tale land, brother. I'm all sauced up, Sterling. I'm sauced up.
Hopped up Mountain Dew.
Hey, there's a Frenchman named Benoit. Oh, my God. Benoit Saint Denis.
I know you ain't talking about Benny St. Denis.
That is who this man should fight next. Either him or Benil Dariush. That's why I got a little fucked up there, because I had those two guys stuck in my head. I think that's what's next for Michael Johnson, brother.
Even a Bobby King Green.
Poirier is going to fight Max Holloway.
Yeah, Poirier is going to fight Max Holloway in New Orleans for that BMF belt. That's what we're thinking. That's what we're thinking, folks.
170. Both of them, neither of them get the cut weight. They're going to fucking be the co-main 5-round BMF belt. The Diamond gets one last dance with the Hawaiian Warrior.
Dana said he's cooking some up too, huh?
Hey.
And Dustin hinted, right? Did he not?
I'm telling you, brother. I mean, look at Big Man. What Big
Dustin
Man
did hint.
What Big Man said in the chat too. Beware of the unks. The unks.
What unks at?
Around, folks.
Yeah. What are monks?
Around in the UFC. So.
That's fair. Shout out the monks.
Shout out the monks.
Sure.
The monks.
And shout out Chris, baby. I appreciate you asking how the cruise was. It was amazing. I told Nano as soon as I saw his Mexico hat on, I'm very depressed to be back in the States, and I'm addicted now. But also, give me a matchup, boys, for Michael the Menace Johnson. I feel like me and Nano want to give him fun fights, and I feel like Olin wants to give him Justin Gaethje fights.
I do want to give him Justin Gaethje fights. I'm feeling a little bit crazy right now, bro. That was a crazy fucking win. Right hook from hell. I mean, he got out there. He got it done over someone that they were trying to, I mean, with all due respect, feed him to. Like, let's call a spade, right? And look what Anakin said. Oh, Bobby Green versus Johnson is the one. Anakin, you ain't lying, brother. You ain't lying. Oh man, Anakin, were you watching last night, my friend? We did talk about that. We did talk about that a little bit. Woo, you know how long I've been waiting for that comment? I'm about to make a name for myself out here. Look, man, that's the fight that we were talking about last night briefly. We do want to see that fight. And let's put some respect on his name. It's King Green now. It's King Green, not Bobby Green.
Yeah.
So King versus Johnson. I'm happy about it. I would love to watch that. And shout out Osterberry's just coming through left and right. At Jive Turkey. Just followed you on Twitter.
Oh, you get one coming right back your way. Appreciate you.
Let's go. We out here. Let's fucking go. We love to fucking see it, folks. So with that being said, we are going to jump on into the main card, folks. That's right.
It's time!
Without further ado, for us to jump into this main card. And we started off with a fucking absolute banger in the light heavyweight division between Navajo Sterling coming in at just 5-0 against Duco Tokos coming in at 10-4. Nano, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, my guy. Tell us what you thought about this fight as I pour up my fucking shot, my friend.
Oh, man. Well, I'll be right behind you, brother. I certainly don't want you out here drinking alone. You know, we are a team out here, but hey, man, I've been watching a lot of Yellowstone. I'm 25% Yaqui Indian. So shout out my Native Americans. And we got a new one on the block here with Navajo Sterling. He's Australian, but, I accept him. But no, man, this was a great performance by him. It was back and forth. Tuco Tokos had some moments, but generally speaking, and I say that because he did lay in 3 out of 9 takedowns. But Navajo Sterling, man, I mean, first off, the dude looks like freaking a comic book character. I mean, looks like Century or someone, just absolutely yacked. Okay, just shredded to the gills. And on top of that, he's mean. He's a fighting machine. Okay, he goes out there, lands almost 100 strikes on his opponent. Was leading the dance the entire time. Pretty sure, if memory serves, it might have been a 30-27 across the board. And that was exactly correct. My memory did serve me. He did what he had to do. Pillar to post. He was not necessarily stoked about his performance. And frankly, maybe I guess the ego in all of us thinks you're going to go out there and sleep everyone. But you get to a certain level. It doesn't always happen that way. You got to stick to your game. You got to just have those quote-unquote boring wins and keep it moving. I mean, this light heavyweight division is not just doesn't have a litany of freaking superstars, like a very short list of guys that we're going to be paying to see fight. So he's on the right track. He has the right backing. I'd say at this rate with the undefeated record as well, a couple finishes away from seeing a top 15 guy. I don't know if he's there just yet. Maybe at least one more in terms of what's next for him, but short list, man. Dude looks to be all the part, but there's a few other guys, and there's another dude that's floating around that top 25 as well, and maybe that's who's next, but he got the surprise win on this card. So I'm gonna pour my shot here and see what S-Dog has to say, but I'm a fan of Navo, but still needs to develop, in my opinion. What do you got for us?
Oh, I can't really fucking say much else. You pretty much summed it all up there. What I would add, though, is that, I think we need to stop hyping these guys up so quick and everybody stop expecting so much from them. This guy's 5-0, now 6-0. First fight since the Dana White Contender Series. I mean, everyone's expecting this guy to come out and knock a dude the fuck out clean, first round, Joaquin Buckley style. But it's hard, bro. He's 25 years old? I mean, 25 years old. Who knows what the travel is like all the way from Australia at City Kickboxing. You get all the way down here. The environment probably was crazy. Can y'all imagine your first fight in UFC Tampa, last card of the year, and you're the first fight of the main card? I mean, fuck, man. That's insane. He trains with guys like Izzy, so that's why his fighting style looks like Izzy, like Daryl Clark was saying. Anybody that trains in City Kickboxing has some of the nastiest striking, the nastiest combinations you'll ever fucking see. You can tell he has a very good base, and the only thing is I just don't want to see him get fast track too quick to where they match him up against Dustin Jacoby. Like y'all were saying, Nano. Like, I don't think he's ready for a top 15 guy yet, like Alonzo Minifield, or even like an Anthony Smith, or a Johnny Walker. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs to fight one or two more guys, maybe like a Vitor Petrino, somebody like that, somebody kind of on the outskirts of the top 15. But I will tell you this before I throw it over to MMA Anomaly: the light heavyweight division is not that stacked. So I wouldn't be surprised if by next year this dude's already in the top 15 with a couple fights by next December. But MMA Anomaly, let me throw it to you, big dog.
First and foremost, great fucking breakdowns as always, boys. Look, I mean, when it comes to this one, I think there's a number of ways that we can go, right? But first, I got to go into this fight itself. Navajo Sterling looked absolutely incredible out there. I did back the underdog. I've got one poured up here, folks. I only backed him because he had really juicy fucking odds, not because I really thought he was going to win. And also because he does train with our guy, our former MMA Anomaly of the Year here, Brendan All-In Allen, who we got the signed gloves from this year at International Fight Week.
Solid.
A little bit of bias there. Exactly. A little bit of bias there, you know? So I've got my shot ready to go. I'll take that before I do the rest of the breakdown here. Nano, we ready? Let's go. Cheers, bro.
I didn't make this one, boys. I'm sorry.
You hold off. You hold off.
Yeah, I didn't make this one. But very excited for the future of Navajo Sterling.
I'm very excited for the future of Navajo Sterling as well. And let me tell you, we got to dwell just a little bit more on the present of Navajo Sterling. You're going to hear me use this term a lot, but range management was key in this fight. The way that he utilized it over Tuco made Tuco seem that he probably should get a nutritionist and drop weights. But
yeah,
with all that being said, I also think that Navajo struggles with most of the light heavyweight division of the UFC, right? Like, he fought a Tuco Tokos and it was a competitive matchup. What happens when he fights somebody that is ranked in the top 15 of the light heavyweight division? Let's just run through the top 15. Not the top 15. Let's just run through 15 to 11. Dominic Reyes. Don't want to see that. Azamat Mirzakhanov. Don't want to see that. Bogdan Guskov. Don't have a big appetite for that. Anthony Smith? Maybe Anthony Smith, but I want to see Anthony Smith retire. Alonzo Atomic Minifield, I truly think probably just does bad things to him. So I don't want to see it. But I'll tell you what I would not mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing him against a Devin Brown Bear Clark.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Right? I wouldn't mind. Perfect. And I'll take it one step further. I got one other name on the tip of my tongue. Actually, I got two. I'll do you one better. I got to know Vince St. Preux if he's still fighting.
No, he's out.
Okay, so then he's out. So then I still got an extra fallback name just in case, my guy. I got a Niku Negamediano.
Ooh, that's a good one too, bro.
That's solid.
I think the Negamediano fight I actually am more interested in. I think that would be a better test for both guys and see who actually does have that top 15 caliber in him.
Yeah, that's a good one, bro.
I like where your head's at. Book it, Dana. Book it, Hunter. Come on.
Book it, Sean Shelby. I know you're listening, my guy. Just Dana. Like Vegas is. Dude, Vegas has to be listening every time because every single time we mention a bet, before we lock it in by the end of the show, the odds have shifted, like, significantly. So with that being said, folks, talking about odds shifting significantly, we had a bantamweight bout between Adrian Yanez coming in against Daniel Marcos. Goddamn, we're getting drunk tonight. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Look, I'll go ahead and take the lead on this one. I'll make it kind of quick. When it came down to this fight, Adrian Yanez and Daniel Marcos face off. Yanez is known for his precise and powerful striking. And in this fight, he did maintain a pretty high output throughout the fight. He effectively utilized his reach advantage, landed pretty clean punches, but it just wasn't enough. He ended up fading a little bit. I truly think that a point should have been taken for the 1-2 combo that was to the nuts and then to the eyes. I mean, impressive stuff to land a 1-2 to the nuts and eyes, but you got to take a point for that, man. You got to take a point for that. It's tough to see. I thought Yanez did just enough to win that fight, especially if you take the point. And without it, I mean, he just truly started to fade there in the end of that fight, right? It was tough to watch as a Yanez fan, but I digress. It is what it is. This is the fight game. This is why we love this game, right, folks? It's the highest of highs. It's the lowest of lows. As Foghorn Leghorn from the fucking Looney Tunes would say, it's the best of times. I'll say it's the worst of times. Watching this mixed martial arts. So here we fucking are, folks. Watching this mixed martial arts and just enjoying the high highs, the low lows, the peaks, the valleys, and everything in between. Sterling, before we pass it off to the man, the myth, the legend, the Jive Turkey himself, what were your thoughts on this fight? And how upset were you to watch Yanez lose? I know that's your boy.
It's a little rough, man, watching the guy you train with sometimes. We've only trained together, granted, only 2 fucking times. But still, he's a cool-ass dude. He's from Houston, Texas. Deserves all the air horns. He's from Houston, Texas. We train at a Heritage Muay Thai. So, you know, like, you just kind of hang out with these guys. You kind of wish the best for them, especially if you already love them, like you said with Dustin Poirier, Nana with GSP, me with Black Beast. Like, you don't even know the guys, but you genuinely are rooting for them. Imagine training with them and actually kind of like getting a relationship with them. It's kind of hard watching them fight. Like you said, the nut shot and the eye poke at the same time was fucking crazy. The fact that a point wasn't taken was a little wild too. But honestly, man, Adrian kind of got outdone out there, man. I mean, Marcos, he looked fucking good, bro. Daniel, he's a motherfucker to deal with, bro. And like we said, he's not even in the top 20, Izzy Olin. Like, these guys at bantamweight, man, they're stacked. There's so many killers that you don't even know about. Adrian's probably not going to be ranked no more. I don't know if I think he was at 14 or 15. He's probably not going to be ranked no more after that. So, it's a little upsetting. He probably won't fight again until maybe midsummer, maybe May. So hopefully they get him a little bit of more of a favorable matchup at bantamweight, more of a guy who wants to box. But that was kind of Adrian's problem before I throw it over to Nano. Just boxing too much, man. You got to mix it up with the MMA. But Adrian, it's hard for him, man, because his boxing's fucking nice. And he just drops so many guys with those combinations. But you run into a guy like Daniel Marcos who's about that fucking life and is down to get down. It's hard, man, especially when he's blending in the MMA style. But Nano, give me your thoughts over here, dog.
Agreed, brother. Agreed. Couldn't agree more with you, dog. And shout out Houston. Shout out Texas. Shout out them Oilers, bro. Shout out that background.
Oh, baby.
Big
Go,
shouts.
baby.
Big shouts, bro. I love it all,
baby.
man. I love it all. I mean, I got my Raider Christmas tree behind me, but you know that's for another day.
Hey, it is what it is, dog. It is what it is.
Raiders.
We're taking for Shador. I'll be out there this weekend. Come on, baby. You know. You know.
I would have been a lot
Shador.
happier if they would have won and if Brock Bowers would have scored a touchdown, because that would have been the last parlay hit of the fucking week. But you know, it's okay. It's okay.
It's all good. It's all good. We'll take what we can get. But yeah, man, you know, shout out Adrian Yanez as well. I mean, he's an absolute stud, one of my favorites. Like S-Dog mentioned, a local guy. But you know, and I'd be curious to hear if you guys maybe agree with me on this, where it feels like he might want to consider maybe a change, maybe going down to flyweight. Unfortunately, he's kind of a tweener here. He's a true bantamweight, but unfortunately, he looked a bit smaller than his opponent, Daniel Marcos. And I think that's just going to continue to happen, especially as you climb the ranks. These guys are big, strong, and like we talked about, the boxing looked crisp as always. He had success early on in that first round, which made me think, oh crap, okay, he's going to find a way to get it done. Even had some really good leg strikes, which when he's landing those calf kicks and landing the leg strikes as well, like, hey man, that's a recipe for success. However, Daniel Marcos was able to weather the storm. Like you said, the groin and eye poke certainly was a little bit of a momentum shift, but he sought to go out there and fight the good fight, and Daniel Marcos just fought better, man. He came out and did what he had to those on the back half of really the second and the third round to really edge out the win, even though Adrian Yanez looked to have been getting the better of him in that first round, starched him a little bit. Daniel Marcos recovered, and again, just looked like the bigger battered dude on Saturday. So again, if I'm Adrian Yanez, I would heavily consider maybe doing more cardio, maybe seeing if you can get down to that flyweight division. I think at least there you have a little bit more of an advantage. You're going to bring in your wrestling, you're going to bring in your kicks, and hopefully develop the grappling and the I guess just wrestling game altogether. But yeah, man, but hey, enough about Yanez, right? It's all about Daniel Marcos. He went out there, he got it done. The dude with the red hair, the angry Peruvian, kind of reminds me of early Figgy, Devies and Figueiredo back in the day, right? If you remember, before he was, who he is now, he was a brash Brazilian that didn't really speak a lot of English, had the hairstyle, and was beating dudes, knocking dudes out, bullying guys. And that's what this guy, Daniel Marcos, goes out there and does. He's well-rounded. I mean, I'll dish it off to you, brother, because this was a split decision. I felt, as much as I was rooting for Adrian Yanez, I think if I was trying to be subjective here, felt like Daniel Marcos was at least had more momentum in that third round. We don't have the numbers in front of us, so it's all eyeball test. But knowing that Daniel Marcos was in favor in the second and third round when it comes to the strikes, the takedowns, everything, it's like, I guess that makes sense. That's probably the way I saw it as well. Even though I was obviously rooting for boy Yanez to maybe squeak out one of those. Wasn't a landslide, wasn't obvious. They were very competitive. And that's what just sucks with Yanez, man. You want to see him win. You want to see him get back on track. But, these close losses start to stack up. And again, that's why I think he should consider going down. Otherwise, maybe rethinking the game plan a little bit, or who knows, man. But it's just, you hate to see these tough losses. Still a fan over here in your boy Jive Turkey. But Emily Nolly, man, talk to us. What are you thinking?
Yeah, man. I mean, great breakdown again. First and foremost, dude, we got to jump into the chat real quick. Osterberries was not impressed with Navajo. He also wants to know, where has Sterling gone? He said he went to go get a charger. So we'll see. You wish you couldn't handle me. What? Are you talking about me? We definitely couldn't handle you, Osterberry. We wouldn't even try. So with that being said, look, dude, Daniel Marcos looked like an absolute stud out there. Adrian Yanez also looked like a stud out there. I want to see Yanez grow from this fight. The man is one of the fighters that I really, really enjoy watching go out there and fight. He's, coming into his prime at 32 years of age. I think this guy is going to get better from this. I don't think it's a skill deficit. I think it is truly I think it's more of a deficit of fight IQ in this situation, right? And if it's a fight IQ deficit, like, that's something that you could definitely learn, right? That's easier to learn, in my opinion, than it is for the skills to come in. So I'm excited to see where he goes from here, but we're not here to talk about him tonight, unfortunately. We are here to talk about his opponent, Daniel Marcos, who came out here and got the win in the UFC bantamweight division. What do we think should be next for this young man, Nano? I'll tell you, I have a name on the tip of my tongue. I want to see him fight Montel Jackson.
Ooh. This is how we do it. It's what is it? It's Tuesday night. The vibe is right. We hope you subscribe to the channel. That was good. Oh man, but yes.
As you said, you're here to lay it out so we can play it out, brother. We got you.
That's right, baby. That's right. Thank you. That is one of my all-time favorite karaoke songs. But I'm glad you picked it up, and you might be the better karaoke song. I think that's yours now. I think you just own that one. But like Anakin's saying here in the chat, man, he's not impressed with Daniel Marcos' performance. Okay, he has reason to believe he's a little bit overrated. That win over Grant, arguably lost over Yanez again. It was split decision. Our boy, who's Leroy, said I'm giving off Yanez vibes. So cool. He must be very handsome and cool and strong vibes. But appreciate that. Marcos versus the winner of Vinicius Oliveira versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. Very interesting. Yeah, man. I think Daniel Marcos certainly put himself into just about every conversation. Oh, we're back, huh? Overrated. So you don't think he should climb the ranks? You think he should stick below the top 15? Because I think even a Marcus.
All right, you've stalled me on an Anakin. A Davy Grant rematch it is.
There it is. I don't disagree. I think
This is actually the fight that I was truly like thinking made the most sense. But if you give him a top 15, that's the one I named. But come on, Marcos versus the winner of Vinicius Oliveira versus Saeed Nurmagomedov it's a money fight. It is a money fight, folks. And with that being said, I think he's back, folks. I think he's back.
Man, when I tell y'all technical difficulties, I don't even want to fucking get into it. Let's rock right where you were, brother. Oh my God.
Let's go.
I basically just had a shadow box to let out some anger before I hopped in here. But we're good. Technical difficulties.
Let out the demons, baby. Let out the demons. Don't worry. We muted you.
Thank you, brother. We're back. We're locked in. Nano was killing that shit. Let's fucking go. Toss me that shit, brother. What we talking about now?
I don't understand why you hate me so much, Sterling. You're giving all this love to Nano. None of this. No, just. I mean, share the wealth.
Because I'm the new guy. So that's all.
I was about to say, I got to show love to Nano. It's my first time actually linking up with the boy. You know you always kill this shit. Like I said when I hopped in, I love being on your part of it because I don't got to host this. I can just sit back and enjoy the show. Oh, baby. We're here with the boys. And shout out the chat. Shout out the chat. Shout out Anakin. Shout out Leroy.
Shout out.
Shout out everyone.
Dude, shout out.
Chris. Let's go.
Shout out to the chat.
We
shout
the
out
boys.
to fucking us just rolling with the punches because you know we don't fucking pre-record.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Folks, that's how we do it, folks. That's how we fucking do it. So, Sterling, we were just talking about what we think should be next for Daniel Marcos after this Adrian Yanez fight. Let's hear it.
Did y'all throw out some names already? Because I don't want to copy.
We did.
Which else?
So we threw out a handful of things here. The main things that we threw out were Montel Jackson and the...
I think even Maniac potentially, man. I'm gonna be honest. I think a Marcus Maniac McGee. We mentioned him earlier. Shout out AZ, but I think if top 15 are certainly it makes sense.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Marcus McGee, I like that fight a lot. Honestly, him or Montel, 14 or 15. Give him one of them two guys at the edge of the rankings. I like that a lot for him. I think that's a good build for him.
I think so. Sign me up.
Sign me up, son.
Marcos versus Zahabi, I'm also not mad at, Anakin. You're not wrong, man.
Ooh,
and
I like that.
You don't have to worry about us. We don't fear the power of the dark side. We out here, baby. We fucking out here.
I like that too, though. Marcos versus Zahabi.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's solid.
Oh man. Well, Nano, I bet on Yanez. It's gonna be a long night.
I did as well. I was waiting.
I'm trying to buy time because I'm like, I don't know if you poured up or not, but it was a great look, folks. I hope you stick around for the end because we're gonna turn it around. It's gonna come full circle as long as we can still coherently speak English here by the end of the show.
No promises there.
No promises there. No regrets. Either way, it was a great night for bets. We're going to go over those at the end of the show, but it was a bad night for shots, folks. As you can see, Sterling is drinking lots of water, folks. I pray you are as well, right? Because it's going to be a long one tonight, folks. I can simply feel it. We're glad you're tuning in. We hope you continue to tune in, and we hope you continue to drink with us if you are drinking, and if not, we hope that you instead are drinking water or your favorite beverage of choice that's non-alcoholic. Either way, folks, we raise this glass to you, we raise this glass to us, and we raise this glass to hopefully making a better fucking choice. And to Leroy, my goodness, my friend,
I'll have what Leroy's having
well sometime. Let's fucking go.
Look at Leroy's comment when y'all boys get done with that shot. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I see it.
No.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
Leroy, look, all I'm gonna say is you
Seen
should
worse.
see him in person. You should see him in
Seen
person.
worse.
It's even better. It's even better.
Stop.
Just like Mackenzie Dern, it's even better in person. I swear to you.
Damn.
I swear to you.
That's
I
because you
wouldn't
saw
lie
me
to
in
you
Cancun.
guys.
I was, golden tan and
And
ready for
Cancun,
a
I'm not
middleweight
gonna lie,
bout.
that was like top tier, brother. Like that's the most shredded I've ever seen you. As they said in Tropic Thunder, gonna go ahead and just switch voices here. Man, you was more shredded than a Dijon salad. You know what I'm saying?
I was.
You shredded up, bro. You know, like in Rocky 1, and then in Rocky 2, you a little bit puffy. Rocky 1, he was shredded. You was more shredded than a Dijon salad, man.
I was Barada
Give me
in
that
this
fucking
bitch.
map, boy.
Come on.
And
Let's go.
honestly, just like in Tropic Thunder, I was also telling you, give me that goddamn map, boy, because that fucking resort was a labyrinth. I
my
didn't
God.
figure out how to
Oh
get to
my
my
God.
room
That's
until
probably why I
day
was so
4.
shredded.
I was shredded when I left.
That's what I'm saying. They had
Brother,
stage-
my steps gave me my Samsung fucking steps count gave me a reward or an award for the
gosh.
most steps. I was in like the top 2 percentile for the second night we were there because I
Lord.
walked for I think an hour and a half just trying to find my fucking room, brother.
Yeah,
That's how it
it's
was on
tough.
the cruise too, bro.
But what a
That
great
shit-
time. But what a
Yeah.
great time.
Same thing on the
I-
cruise. Oh, I can only imagine.
Same thing,
Oh,
bro. At the very end, we were getting off the boat, and I was like, I just figured everything out.
yeah. I just yeah. Sounds about right.
Dang. So Miss Mary said, I thought MMA Anomaly was your favorite, Leroy. To which Leroy responded, only every other day.
Fair.
And of course, Miss Mary said, same, actually.
Oh,
Oof.
ouch.
Oof, you hate to see it.
Love hurts.
It does. It does hurt. Love does fucking hurt. And again, we're going back to Foghorn Leghorn here, folks. It's the best of times. I'll say it's the worst of times.
Oh my
Man,
God.
it's tough out here.
Love hurts.
Good
Love
Lord.
hurts.
Lord.
I don't even know what the rest of the song is, but
Man.
Same.
Speaking of stuff that hurts, though, Nano, we got to jump back into this fucking mixed martial arts here. We got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Going back to the light heavyweight division, Vitor fucking Petrino coming in against Dustin Jacoby. Brother. This is another one where I felt like I was standing alone against you in crossover here, man. I'm going to be completely real with you folks. So every time I get one wrong, you get one right. Every time you get one wrong, I get one right. I feel like we're going to do a lot of drinking tonight as a result.
this was the new bottle.
Gosh, look, dude, I told you, brother. I tried to tell you. Okay, I tried to tell you that Justin Decogy, he's the guy. He came out here and he just looked strong. That's the key. I mean, if I had to describe this performance in one word, I would say strong. These guys only landed a differential of what? Like, if we're looking at the striking differential, there's a 7 strike differential here. Right? 7 fucking strikes is not a whole lot, my brothers. So with 7 strikes being the differential, Dustin Jacoby was obviously landing the stronger strikes. And he only landed 5 more significant strikes. But I truly think this opens the discussion. And we're going to have an episode where there's just basically topics of your decisions, right? So not during the live show. I want you guys to all do us a favor, right? If you're tuning in live, post-show, leave a comment on this video or any previous video and tell us a topic you want us to discuss in one of the No Fight Week episodes, right? It can be anything in the world. Biggest robbery. It can be any of the upcoming categories for the MMA Anomaly Show Awards, which we'll drop a link in the description below where you can vote on that. It can be anything in the world, right? But I also want it to be something to the tune of like, hey, how do we actually dictate what is considered a significant strike versus what is not? Because I think that's very, very important. And I I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I thought the strikes that Vitor landed, I mean, watching that fight live, and I'm going to let Sterling jump in right after I'm done with this sentence right now. Did you think that there was only a 5-strike differential in terms of significant strikes, or did you think that Jacoby was landing the bigger, stronger strikes there, my guy? Unmute first, my friend.
My bad. Jacoby was cracking, bro. He looked a lot different in Tampa, bro, than he usually did. He came out, fired the fuck up, bro. I think he knew too, man. This was kind of the UFC trying to see, like, hey, man, you're either gonna be here or you're not. You can either handle these young up and comers, or we got to get you going, man. If you forget, man, he had a long ass kickboxing career. I mean, fought fucking Pereira. So Dustin's a motherfucker, man. I know he got knocked out against Kennedy. He got knocked out against Dominic Reyes. But, bro, I've never watched a boring Dustin Jacoby fight as well. I love the Hyena. Super happy to see him get that knockout. And before I throw it to Nano, I mean, boys, was that not Kamaru Usman, Masvidal-esque? I mean, Jesus Christ, that right hand was filthy, bro. Nano, what'd you think about that dead body we saw?
Yeah, bro, that we saw a murder, and we saw a lot of people run with Vegas' money if they were like our boy MMA Anomaly over here, and they were betting the dog, heavy dog, in Dustin Jacoby. Always a live dog, though. I mean, the reality is, like you mentioned, bro, the dude's tough as nails. Yeah, he's been KO'd, but that's gonna happen with these big boys. But for the most part, dude is pretty much game. Like, has a chin, can bite down, and really what we saw, and it's, you know, unfortunate for us viewers because it was a little slow. We ain't gonna lie, it was a little slow. A lot of hezzies, a lot of movement. You know, not a ton of violence throughout. But that boy did that play well for Jacoby, right? He pretty much said in the post-fight presser, like, yeah, I was waiting for that shot. I saw it a couple other times, but I didn't want to rush it. I think he probably realized. And I think the world realized that Vitor Petrino, he's got to develop, man. A little bit of a one-trick pony. Obviously, when you could go out there and just fucking starch dudes like Shane Carwin back in the day, you don't need to, you know, develop many more tools than just your right hand or a left hook. And maybe that's about it. But, you know, I think he unfortunately kind of showed us that there's levels to it, right? Maybe just Dustin's poise in that kickboxing realm, kind of showing the fight IQ, and not just being this like angry bull in there, like you know, a bull in a china shop, trying to just, you know, flex and just be at this level 10. You know, maybe adrenaline's taken over, not really fully thinking. I'm sure you boys can probably talk to that more than I could myself. So most times I'm in there, it's, you know, in an alleyway or with my brother or with, you know, God knows what else. But all to say, like, man, Dustin's a dog. He showed the high fight IQ, and you want to talk about just lapsing an absolute fucking cannon strike. Like, earned the 50K in my opinion. But Vitor, man, I mean, that's a tough one to bounce back from. I think even just your ego, like, you know, the head, you gotta get the mentals back into a good space. Maybe take a little time off, develop, sharpen the skills a little bit. But you know, getting starts from what I would just look at as, you know, an older cat in a Dustin would definitely rub me the wrong way. I think I would have to look at that and reflect on some things, get back in the lab. But I mean, Anomaly, brother, I mean, I have to give you your flowers here. I got my shot poured up already, but I know you were.
I'm waiting.
MMA Anomaly, man, you had a way of knowing, brother. Talk about the hedgeronis of all hedgeronis.
Look, man, I'm not a bragger. I'm not a braggadocious kind of guy, but I will tell you, I was here for it. I was here for the bet. I was here for the big time underdog. And not only did we bet on Dustin Jacoby, folks, we bet on him by knockout. Right? Like, come on. It was over 800 plus odds here. And we truly love to see it. It was actually exactly plus 800 odds. We bet a half unit on it to win, man, just 4.5 units. Half unit to win 4.5. That's absolute fucking money, folks. We're going to go over the extra bets at the end of the show here because we definitely had some parlays. And You'll find out very, very soon, folks. Dustin Jacoby may or may not have been part of those parlays, folks. You're going to find out. But either way, bless you, Sterling. Bless you.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you. I'll hold that in.
And either way, woo, better make a name for myself out here, dog. Because, man, this fight was just money in the bank. The right hand was just from his knuckles to God's ears, my friend. I can see Sterling's prompted up and cued and ready to fucking go. Dude, let's fucking go. Folks, if you drink, drink. If you don't, don't. But either way, we hope you enjoyed these fights on Saturday, and we hope that you're already liked, commented, subscribed, and leave another comment after the show, folks. We appreciate you. We hope you appreciate us, and we hope you appreciated these fucking fights. Cheers to you all.
To the fucking boys and to fucking UFC Tampa.
Let's go.
Ah, fucking son of a bitch. Let's fucking go, baby. How about Manel Cobb in this bitch? Olin?
Sheesh.
Fuck Adesanya. Fuck Moreno. And fuck Pantoja. Manel, the motherfucker Cobb, baby. What are y'all's boys' thoughts?
Exactly that, man. It's exactly that. Manel motherfucking Cap, man. Came out here guns blazing, stole the show.
Hold on. Sterling's trying to commandeer this fucking show. I'm sorry, Sterling. We haven't even talked about what's next for my guy, Dustin. Can you slow your fucking roll, brother? We're not done yet. We're not done yet. You did your shot. It doesn't mean you weren't wrong here.
He said worth a
I know
shot.
you were betting against him, brother. But woo, I'm trying to make a name for myself right here. What is next for Dustin Jacoby? And because you tried to fucking steamroll forward, I'm putting you on the spot. Give us a fucking name right now, brother, for the light heavyweight division. Who you got?
For Dustin the Hyena Jacoby?
No, dude, for Alex Pineda.
Vulcan, no time Uzdemir. Vulcan, no time Uzdemir.
Oh, shit.
Versus
Okay.
the Hyena, number 8 versus number 13. Everyone else is booked
Ooh-wee.
up. Give me fucking no time versus Dustin Jacoby and put your money on a first round KO. Nano, what the fuck do you think?
I like it, bro. I think I got some time for that. Bro.
I'm sorry, I gotta cut in with JuiceMan562 here. He said, I got you guys blasted at Whole Foods. LOL. People looking at me. LOL. Well, if that's the case, paging all Whole Foods customers, please make sure that you are subscribed to at MMA Anomaly and at S-Dogs MMA Talk. Again, that is a price check on subscribing to at MMA Anomaly and at S-Dogs MMA Talk. Nano, please conclude with your breakdown.
I like it. I got some time for that. All I got to say is I got some time. Más tiempo para el macho con Dustin Jacoby y Volkan Uzdemir. Or even anybody. Alonzo. Get him a crack with anybody in this top 10, top 9. Volkan's really a 9 right now.
I'm telling you, no time. No time versus the Hyena. Go ahead and book it, folks.
Book it. Anomaly, do you agree, disagree? You got a name for yourself over there?
Ooh, I'm trying to make a name of myself. I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at it at all. The only thing otherwise that I could say is, I don't know, man. Maybe you book him against like a Bogdan Guskov.
He's fighting Johnny Walker.
I know, but he's gonna beat him.
Oh.
I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
We didn't know.
Anthony Smith 2.0.
That's how that fight's gonna go, my guy. He's young Anthony Smith with no tattoos on the creative fighter of UFC EA6. Look, folks, Bogdan Guskov is an absolute monster. I think he goes out there and does bad things to Johnny Walker. You know what? I'll do you one better, Sterling, because you brought it up. You tried to put me on blast here, and I appreciate you for keeping me honest either way. Why don't we say give him the loser of that fight? Give him Johnny Walker.
I don't hate it. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I just want the best for Dustin Jacoby, you know? The guy's been in the game for so long now. Like, I just want to see him get some fun fights and some winner
I agree. I like that. He ain't getting any younger either. You might as well throw him up there with the Wolves. See if he'll sink or swim.
Uzdemir's an OG. I mean,
Yeah.
two OGs. Like it's gonna be a fun ass kickboxing fight. Uzdemir's gonna come to knock his head off. But I think
Oh,
Yeah. Throw that on a fight
my
night main.
Goodness.
Call it a day.
You think Uzdemir is going to knock his head off?
no, I'm saying he's gonna come in there looking to knock his head off. That's what. So it's gonna be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got very excited because I was gonna bet a little side money bet and a double shot for whatever fucking fight card that takes place on against you.
Well, if that does happen, that's how we know Sean Shelby tunes in to S Dogs MMA Talk. And
You already
But-
know, brother. You already know.
but brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're shooting for the stars, there's a guy named Starboy Manel Kopp at 125 who is ready to get talked about.
You're dying to get into this fucking fight. And with that being said, folks, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. We got a flyweight belt to talk about, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fight fans of all ages. He's a motherfucking star boy. And he is here in the fucking flyweight division against Bruno Silva. Folks, you know we're talking about Manel Kopp. I know a lot of you folks in the chat and outside of the chat, people that have tuned in, people that haven't tuned in, probably not big fans of cops. This is a cop you can be a fan of. All right, we're talking about Manel Kopp here. Come on, bad jokes. You come for the MMA takes, you stay for the bad jokes. Maybe not. Oh, yeah, that was a long cricket. Hey, we move forward. I'm acting like I'm not the guy that's doing the fucking production shit here. Fake shit. With that being said, look, Manel Kopp is the fucking guy. He is that fucking guy. And that's why I'm going to give that guy of the podcast, at least for tonight, Nano, the fucking lead on it. Tell us how you really feel, brother.
Let it out, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I will, man. I will. Manel Kopp's an absolute dog, right? I mean, off the rip, he's got everything you want from a fighter, right? I mean, he's got the striking pedigree. He's got the nastiness to him. He's got that swagger. He's got that moxie, as I like to say. Or as the new kids are saying, that aura, that riz. He's a rizinator. He's a rizzy, a little rizzler. But most importantly, man, I mean, he's a son of a bitch a little bit, right? He's a little bit of a fiery motherfucker, and that's what you want from a fighter, right? I mean, it's a little bit of that healed, right? It's like a true, if Kobe Chaos really were like truly what he tries to be, it's like that's what you get from an L, man. He just doesn't give a fuck. He would just throw an Izzy in there. Fuck Izzy, like man, fuck all you motherfuckers. Like I do like that energy. I like that energy a lot. And he goes out there and fights with it too, man. I mean, he put on an absolute showing. He had, I don't know if it's, I guess, showboating, for lack of a better phrase. The pointing, the looksies and lookaways and whatnot. I love it, man. I mean, it's, and when you're going out there and whooping dudes' asses on top of it, I mean, what more can you ask, right? He's yelling at Dana White, asking for this and that. Dana said they got some queued up for him. He'll get what he asks. I think Kai Kara France is the next move, right? I mean, they were supposed to fight, never did. I mean, as much as I like Manel Kopp, I mean, it's hard for me to go against my boy, Kai Kara France. So I'll pay to see it, though. I'll tell you that much. Book that ASAP. But Manel is somebody now. I mean, we've seen what he did to Kai Asakura, who... Real talk, I know what Alexandra Pantoja did, but I think Kai Sakura might do some damage in the division as well. Like he's a dude. But man, Manel Kopp, bro, I just like it. I like everything about it. That press conference was pretty epic. I mean, it made me a fan. I don't usually like it. I'm not, I'm more of a Goku type of guy myself. I don't necessarily always love the anger and the nastiness, but something about that really got me going, man. MMA Anomaly, keep it no filter, brother. What did you think, man? Were you a fan, or I don't know? I mean, not your flavor. All in all, what did you think of
it? It was my flavor. I know you know me, bro. I know you know me, so that's why you're asking. Look, usually I'm not a big fan of the additional flair. I don't love it. But at the same time, my favorite boxer of all time, or at least top 3 for me, is Prince Nassim Hamed. And I feel like this had shades of that in it, right? Like the slide back, fucking like, come at me, bro. It was just nasty stuff. I had to throw it in the fucking thumbnail for fuck's sake, folks. Like, it was just beautiful to watch. But I gotta say, what should be next for him? It's gotta be energy. It's gotta be Charles Johnson. My guy Charles Johnson has just been absolutely slept on. He's a bit of a jive turkey himself, Nano. I think you'd be a fan. Look, he's that guy. He's active. He's good. Stop giving him strikers. Give him somebody that does the fade back. Stop trying to hit me, and see what the fuck happens. See what he's about. He's about that business. He's that guy. I think that him and Nelcott put on an absolute barn burner of a performance, and I am here for it across the fucking board, folks. I don't know what you have next on your board for Manel Cop, but call me crazy. I think Charles Energy Johnson could be the cop killer.
Let us know, chat. Yeah, I mean, I do like that. I think Haikar France as well. Probably my number one option. It's supposed to happen. I think he kind of, I guess he called him out in a way to say fuck you. So I guess, if that's what he's asking for, then Dana will certainly grant his wish. That's my thoughts. What do you think, S-Dog? It sounds like you'll pay to see Manel fight anybody. But
bro, I'll pay him. Bro, I'll pay to watch him fight a fucking wall. This dude is hilarious, bro. And think about the press conference too with Kaikar France and Izzy. So they already got the promos there. These dudes hate each other for some reason. He called his team a bunch of, I don't know if I can say it on here. It's the F word, then it rhymes with maggot. So I'm not going to say it for copyright and demonetized fucking reasons. I don't know if that's even a copyright. But he called his team a bunch of those words. So they got the promo there. The build-up's there. I think it's a very fucking fun fight. But just because I'm a Charles Energy fan, I'd love to see him get the opportunity. So either one of those fights, brother, I think it's a fun fight for Manel Cop. I think he needs one more before he gets to Pantoja.
I'm not mad at it, man. I'm definitely not mad at it.
I like it.
Moreno versus Cop is a good one too. Anakin, I agree with you, but I feel like that's just a played out answer. I've seen it all over the fucking interwebs. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We're not trying to do that here. This is no filter, bro. We're not trying to do that. But we're also with it. Like we do agree that it's not a terrible matchup. It's there. It's with it. It is hip, as the kids say. Speaking of hip, as the kids say, fuck. I feel like it's just going to be a night of shots, man. I feel like it's just going to be a night of shots.
Another one?
Cub Swanson versus Billy Q. You and me both had Billy the Squid, Nano. Sterling, I want you to sit this one out because I don't want you to try and keep up with us. We're degenerates, brother.
I want to as well.
We're degenerates. We don't fucking play around when it comes to bedtime. You know what I'm saying, my friend? So with that being said, as we tuck us in for these last two, Sterling, take the lead on this one and tell us what your thoughts were on Cub Swanson versus Billy the Squid Quarantillo in the featherweight fucking division. Lead us out.
Well, boys, while y'all are getting ready for that shot, I'm going to tell you right now, that was probably one of the best shots of Cub Swanson's career. That dude landed a nasty fucking right, bro. It was stiff down the pipe. As y'all saw, the one set up Billy, he was already pulled back. Billy's hands, the hands were already kind of down, and the chin was turned directly at a 45-degree angle for Cub to just absolutely release one of the stiffest straights I've ever seen, bro, and just absolutely flatline Billy Quarantillo, bro. And Billy's chin is insane. This dude's been in the UFC forever, too. Was on the Ultimate Fighter with Conor McGregor and Uriah Faber back in the day. So Billy Q's been in the game for a minute, man. So it's hard to see him go out like that. But also on the other side, you got to love a guy like Cub Swanson who's been in the game forever as well, bro. In the WEC days, my man fought in the Blue Octagon. Still out here knocking motherfuckers out, bro. Keeping the fucking young dogs down. Shout out Cub Swanson. Shout out the West Coast. I know everyone wants him to retire off of that. To be honest, he probably should have. It doesn't get much better than that. But he's a West Coast boy. The fuck is he going to do retire in the East Coast and Florida? Get this man a fight in either Vegas or California. Let's do Ho Choi, run it back, Hall of Fame fight, and let's end on that for Cub Swanson's career. Can't wait to see what you boys think. That's my thoughts, though, on the co-main event with Cub Swanson and Billy the Squid.
Hey, I like it, brother. I like it. Yeah, and you know, Juice Man giving his flowers as well here in the chat. 100 for Cub. Sucks fans don't really give him as much flowers as he deserves. Dude's been there, done that. Unfortunately, never fought for a title, but an absolute warrior. Well said. I agree. You know, I think Cub Swanson, certainly one of those guys, you know, holds a special place in a lot of our hearts in the sense that, I mean, dude's savage. Goes out there and puts on absolute shows. Represents the West Coast, you know, fighting out of that camp in Sacramento and Alpha Male and those boys, and kind of doing his own thing as well. And now really being the OG, like he's mentioned. I love hearing him talk. You want to hear about someone that's well spoken. I mean, I know Estad's been giving me his flowers all night, but nah, bro, go listen to Cub Swanson, man. He cut some good promos on the mic. He's well spoken. Just seems like a cool, solid dude. He's a father, you know, maybe just kind of some of that in there. But he also talked about wanting to be a coach and maybe turning the leaf over there, giving back to the sport in that capacity. I mean, how do you not? I mean, I could really see him doing some work there. Someone that has the respect, has the IQ, and that's what we saw. Not to get too much away from it, like in terms of the fight itself, like he showed the pedigree. He showed that he still has that IQ and everything's still healthy, still intact, still has enough speed, and still has enough of that fastball, right, to get it over the plate and get his opponent out of there. And Billy Q, man, it's a tough one. You know, I think a few L's, you know, and these things keep stacking up. And hey, this one fight of the night, it wasn't a 30-27 landslide. Like, they both had shining moments in there. Kind of felt like a gentleman's scrap in a way. But yeah, man, unfortunately, Billy Q just on the other end of it. And at this point, I don't know what else I want to see from him. I mean, it's just tough. You know, I know you got to get paid, and I don't know what his situation is outside of the UFC. I'd like to think Billy Q can, you know, has something lined up or can continue to, or no, actually, I think I was, well, shout out Anna Florian, was listening to them earlier while I was stuck in traffic. I think he just bought a gym in his local area. So wherever he's based out of now, he's going to give back in that capacity. Yo, that's cool. Maybe turn the leaf there, get back to your students and stay close to the game, but don't need to put yourself through it as much. If you already bought a business, sounds like you can take your pedigree and then, you know, put it back and pour it back into the sport. So love to see that. Any other takeaways for you, MMA Anomaly?
I mean, you guys didn't leave a whole lot of fucking meat on the bone. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you guys are fucking not doing me any favors here. You guys are assholes, all right? No, look, I appreciate you leaving the tiny little morsel on the rib there. That is the fact that Cub Swanson does own True MMA, which is an MMA gym in Indio, California. He just recently opened it. He is trying to foster the growth of the next layer, the next facet, the next generation, if you will, of mixed martial arts growing out of Southern California. And Juiceman 562. Yep. SoCal represent. Brother, I'm out here in SoCal myself. Shout out San Diego and shout out to this shot for Cub Swanson. My goodness. We got it poured out. We got it poured up.
Also, shout out that question, too. My man Juice Man says, do you guys agree that 2024 might have been the top 3 best years of UFC events ever?
Yeah, I would have to do more extensive research. Sorry to cut in there, Nano. I'd have to do more extensive research before I say top 3 without a doubt, but top 5 without a doubt. I mean, I can't even waste another second on it. Top 5 easily. 2024 took the cake.
So many great moments, bro. Go ahead, Nano.
Yeah. No, I mean, to reiterate, a ton of great moments. Some ones that really stick out to me as well. I don't know how much of it is maybe just the more like we dive into the weeds of the sport and, you know, I appreciate it more. I'm in different areas. I mean, I was in Spain when Ilya beat Max. Like little
Oh
things.
my god.
Yeah, little things like that. I think getting to go to one of the fight cards. Or this was a couple years ago, seeing Juliana Pena beat Amanda Nunes. There are definitely some big years, but this one I think just like big picture. This one was definitely this year. 2024 was definitely one of the biggest years for the UFC by far. I think if you actually look at the gate, I'm pretty sure this year had a handful in the top 10 ever. I know Sugar was up there. I think John Jones was up there. I'm sure 300 was up there. So definitely some landmarks. I mean, Alex and Ilya, I think because the sport's growing as well, that probably helps. But man, I'm trying to think. There was one year. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to think of a bigger year. Like I can't sit back to say, oh well, 2021. Like I don't know, man. 2018. Like it's tough, man. This was a big year.
You got to think too, bro. Like all they did this year, the Sphere, UFC 300.
Sphere.
I mean, first fight of the year was Sean Strickland versus Dricus. Like fucking putting that fight together was crazy. Izzy getting beat by Dricus. I mean, there's so many moments, bro. We're like all like if we just sat back and thought about, it'd be the Conor McGregor years. Remember 2016, like 2015, and like it's just
it's
hard, bro. John Jones, DC,
and that's what I was gonna say. That's the only other era or time period is maybe the year that Conor went on his rampage was probably like obviously just for UFC a big one. Khabib, Conor, like all that. But no, man. I mean, the here and now. Not to be that guy that says back in my day, we had it good. Like this year was pretty sick. I did have some fun facts for the year as well. I don't know if this is the right time or place to do it, but there were definitely some big moments this year. The new gloves, kind of a small little glimpse. While they were there, while they lasted, the gold gloves. No more 12 to 6 elbow. Chi Wee Wees. I think that's probably my favorite thing from this year as well. Chi Wee Wees.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, John Jones,
dude.
Ilya Taporia's rise has been insane.
That's the thing, dude. Him and Alex, bro, like they just set the world on fire.
Yeah,
set the world on fire.
It's been a dope year, man. The rise of Joaquin Buckley's been cool to watch.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and that could be a good segue into this main event talk, but it's been cool, man, to see just how everything's been going.
Absolutely.
Before we do this next shot here, Nano, Juiceman 562. I didn't like the gold gloves. TBH.
Really?
I'm glad they went back to the norm. Look, man, as you can see, I have some gold gloves right there. The one behind that one was signed by Frankie Edgar and Brendan All-In Allen. I'm going to get a couple more signatures next year when we have people like Leroy and Sterling there with us at International Fight Week for UFC X, folks. And look, man, I can't wait for these filler episodes that we're going to do in the upcoming weeks because we're going to be going over the voting polls for the MMA Anomaly Awards. And let me tell you, I am fucking stoked. It is the most work I do on any episode for any part of the year, but it is hands down my most excited episode every time each year because you guys are such a big part of it. Please look out for the links for that. You can send in a video link to be featured in the episode, right? Get that extra exposure. We will shout you out. We'll put your ad at the bottom. And also, the most important part, right? It'll count as an extra vote for your candidate for said category. So make sure you send those video in. And look, folks, we appreciate you. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. And we're just about to get into the main event of the evening, folks. So please, if you haven't already, do yourselves and us a huge favor. Like, comment, subscribe, smash that fucking bell for notifications, folks. And Nano's already got it poured up. I've already got it poured up. I did the Las Vegas shot glass of the night because we hit big. We're going to talk through it right after this last final fight. Folks, raise a glass with us if you do. And if you don't, raise a bottle of water. Raise a bottle of Sprite. Raise your favorite beverage tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you folks. Cheers to you. And cheers to a great year of fights.
And shout out Nano for the fucking shot glass. I've been wanting to say something about it every time. Holy
Hell
fuck,
yeah.
get that.
Got this in Cancun.
I was gonna say Mexico.
Pretty sure during the bachelor party, if
Bro.
memory serves.
That's amazing.
That's a fun one.
Amazing. No,
The sipping borracho.
That's perfect for this show, brother.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. And I'm obviously in the Mexico fit. Might as well.
Yeah, you might as well, dog.
Feliz
He's sticking to the
Navidad.
fucking theme, boys. Osterberry's raising his coffee. Osterberry, what time is it right now? What time is it where you are? Either way, we love you.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz
Navidad.
Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Respiro baño. Felicidad.
We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish Osterberry's a Merry Christmas and a happy sip of coffee.
USA. USA. USA.
Nice.
All right.
America, fuck yeah.
America!
Fuck yeah.
America, fuck yeah. Coming together to save the motherfucking day. Yeah, America, fuck yeah. Lick my butt and suck on my balls.
Sorry, I got me fired up. All this America hype.
Terrorist, your game is through. Cause now you have to answer to America. Fuck yeah.
Hey, you know what? So you know who else deserves a fuck yeah before we get to this main event? How about Juice Man with that comment right there, homie? We always got a motherfucking place for you, big
All my
dog.
other friends and family only like football. I'm the only MMA head. I have 2 friends joining in little by little. That's why you'll always catch me here when I can. My guy,
Woo!
let's fucking go. Hit this
Right
man
there
with
with
the
you,
air
bro.
horns.
Right there with you, Juice Man.
Let's go, Juice Man.
Let's fucking go.
You know where the juice is.
Oh, Durka. So with that being said, we move into the main event of the evening, folks. That's right, Bruce, take it over.
It's time!
For the main event of the evening between Kobe, Chaos, Covington, coming in against Joaquin Buckley. Look, folks, I'm going to let you take the lead on this one, Nano. But before you do, I got to say, can you agree with me before you jump into your breakdown? Kobe Chaos Covington or Colby Cooked Covington? Let's hear it.
You know, a little bit of cooked for sure. A little bit of that in there. More so want to give our boy Joaquin Buckley got bucked in there. No, you buck, boy. That's what he was doing, man. He was getting knucked and bucked, and really the knuckle bucked our boy Kobe Covington. Cut him in the eye pretty bad. That really was the difference maker here, and I say fortunately and maybe unfortunately as well, because that was what led to the overall stoppage. I think even and then then that adds to Colby's whole thing of was excuse A, insert excuse B, whatever, yada yada. And that's unfortunate because that's going to kind of put a blemish on this. I'd be curious to know what the scorecard said as it was late into round 3, but I think Joaquin was doing what he had to do. I thought he looked like the stronger, faster, heavier hitter. But Kobe is tough as nails, man. You gotta give credit where it's due. Like, dude's an absolute savage when it comes to just his pure toughness. Do recall him having a broken jaw and still going 5 rounds with a Kamaru Usman. Like, you really can't take that away from him. Antics aside and being the heel. And then just, to me, like, it just felt even more like, I don't even know, just felt a little bit more like cringe, or just didn't hit the same way this loss around as it has in the past. I think what I'm trying to say is, I don't know how much more I want to see Colby Chaos Covington. The shtick, everything just feels a little bit old. And then to your point, the question we're asking, right? Like, is he washed? He didn't look great, and then he starts making excuses about having a half-ass camp. It's like, what does that mean? Were you hurt? Are you not taking it serious? I mean, he didn't look great. Like, he did look a little bit pudgy, in my opinion. Scene cuts away where it's not get stopped. Yeah, great point, Osterberry, and Dana White mentioned it, and Colby as well. It did look like bad position on the eye, and it was leaking. I don't know why they couldn't figure out how to get it to stop bleeding, or I wonder how much of that's on the commission or whose job is that to just close that thing up and keep the fight moving. But I think she was concerned he was going to lose the eyebrow or lose the eyelid altogether, which is wild. This was a fun one though, man. Yeah. I'll dish it off to you guys, but I think all in all, like Joaquin Buckley just showed that he is who he says he is, who I think he wants to try to be. And I do want to admit, by far one of the coolest post-fight speeches or kind of interactions I've seen with the crowd, maybe ever. Like, it's just straight asking the crowd, who do you want to see me fight next? I'm going to throw some names out there. That was pretty fucking sweet. I think I want to see that more often because it's like, maybe I do want to decide. Who do y'all want to see us fight? It makes it easy for Dana as well. Throwing Kamaru, I think that almost makes that a surefire thing, in my opinion. And if you're Colby, I don't know who I want to see a fight. I don't think I really do. You're still ranked, so maybe you kind of turned into that ultimate gatekeeper guy of, if you beat Colby, that means you're good enough to be in the top 5 or whatever the case. But I don't know. S-Dog, I see you shaking the head there. I mean, he agree on the same page?
Honestly, bro, I'm right fucking with you. I mean, you literally fucking nailed that, brother. I mean, that's spot on. I love that call out too, like you said. I love the style of it. Because I didn't know where he was going to go with it, because Joaquin has had some rough call outs. So I didn't know where he was going to go with that. But making the fans choose and the names he picked was perfect. And then even at the end, instead of being like, nah, I think that was Bilal Muhammad, just admitting like, nah, I think Kamaru Usman's the move. And Bisping did a good job of handling that well for him. Man, dude, you really nailed that. I don't know what else I can add in there, man. Kobe just looks a lot older now. I heard he didn't have a great camp. I heard he had a short notice camp. Did you guys see Kobe's video on his YouTube showing him backstage talking with Chael? Yeah, Chael. We all need friends like Chael. Chael telling him that was the fight of the night. He thought Kobe landed some very good shots. It was closer than he thinks it was going to be. I mean, come on, Chael. Sometimes let's be real with your homies. But to sum it up, before I throw back to Olin, man, it's sad seeing these OGs go out like that. Even if you don't like Kobe, you got to admire his style. And oh my God. Oh, speaking of old
hanging loose,
coach. Put me in, Leroy said. And so we do, folks. And so we fucking do. Out with the old and in with the new. It is in with the Leroy with the 4-man crew. Leroy, I'm going to let you jump in before even I do. Kobe Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. What were your thoughts, my guy? And welcome to the show.
Way to hop in for the last fight.
It's pretty obvious to me that Buckley showed that he's top 5 caliber. He's ready. I think it was you, Olin, saying that if you look at Colby's record, there's no one that's active that he's won over. Everyone is retired or moved. Like he's past his prime, unfortunately.
I said it last night. I didn't want to be that guy again. But man.
But watching that video, Colby's got a YouTube channel now, and I watched a bit. I didn't get to watch much of it, but he posted some footage of him backstage after the loss. The doctor was there about to stitch up his eye, and he was talking with Chael Sonnen, and he doesn't seem to think that he's done by any means. He was mostly saying, "Look, I came into this fight off the couch, so full camp. I don't see it going any different. That's kind of how I thought it was going to go to begin with. I just didn't see. Maybe Colby holds on for 5 rounds and wins because nothing happened the entire time, but Buckley had way more ways to win. That was my breakdown. What's next for Colby? Maybe someone in the 10 to 15 bracket.
I do like that. Like your heads out, Leroy. Great to see you, brother.
Hey, nice to formally meet you, eh?
Yep, likewise. Good takes, though, man. Good takes. Can't argue it. I certainly can't argue it. I don't know if MMA Anomaly's in a mood to argue. There's some solid proof takes there, but oof, I'm looking at that range now.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. You'll get no fucking rebuttal from me. I'll be honest. I mean, if there was a heterosexual man crush to be had, it'd be on Leroy. No Diddy, no Diddy, folks. I'm just speaking strictly to his MMA takes that we have.
He does have just the right amount of salt and pepper there, so I'm like what I'm seeing as well. But maybe a Vicente Luque, someone that's a little bit on the older side, probably wants to try to switch spots with the Colby Chaos there at what are they ranked today? And it's updated if I see this correctly. Joel wasn't ranked, so this is all up to date, right? Like this isn't going to shift again. Yeah, because Colby went down 3, Joaquin's up. Yeah,
no, this won't
9,
shift again
14.
until January 11. Or
so yeah, Vicente
2 days
seems
after.
like the right name against a Colby or Wonder Boy. Maybe a Wonder Boy Chaos, so good guy, bad guy action that can be sold.
So I'm going to throw this up in the chat here. Stephen Thompson, Neil Magny, Michael Chiesa. I'm not mad at Anakin here. Look, I'm not mad at it.
All right, on cue.
Like Joaquin Buckley against any of those guys, sign me the fuck up. But I mean, look.
Buckley already.
Sorry. His opponent, Kobe Covington.
Covington versus Chiesa would be a good one, actually. That's like a legacy fight. That's just a fun one.
That is a fun
I'd rather
one.
see that than Stephen Thompson. I think we're past the point of seeing Stephen Thompson against wrestlers. Let's just put him against a fucking striker. For fuck's sake.
What, 41?
Yeah.
Just give him fun strikers. That's it. That is it from here on out. Just fan favorites.
That's what we
exactly.
got with Holland. That's how you get a Kevin Holland Wonder Boy Fight of the Year type of fight, bro.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was fucking amazing. This year's been so good that I completely forgot that fight happened.
Yeah, it's been a fun year, dude. That's a good call. I don't know. There's some young guys, so like I don't know if I want to see Wonder Boy go up against a Michael Morales or some of these other young cats are just
they all have to be over the hill or out of the rankings.
Yeah. Well, yeah, agreed.
Yeah, bro. I'm trying to think of someone right now over the hill at 170 that'd be fun.
Is Nate Diaz coming back? I mean, maybe throw Nate in the mix.
Or Nick.
Or Jorge. Is Jorge coming back? Maybe throw Masvidal.
Jorge's fighting Leon.
I so hope they make this Leon Edwards fight with Masvidal.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, that'd be a big one.
It's the closure we all deserve.
I
know why they
Minnesota
to begin with, but now we've had the time. This is the moment to make that fight. There's no. If either of them fight before, there's no lineup for that. If that fight no longer happens, it needs to happen now.
True.
Real quick, Muslim Salikov versus Stephen Thompson. I'm happy with this.
Ooh.
Kung Fu versus karate. Can we just go back to what started MMA? Can we just go back to what started UFC?
Yeah.
Mixing the martial arts. Kung Fu versus karate. Sign me the fuck up. As Fry from Futurama says, take my money.
Yeah.
Thompson
That's
wins.
a fun fight, bro.
Battle of the 40-year-olds. Let's go.
I got Wonder Boy winning that one easy.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll put $50 in a double shot against you.
Sheesh. 50 bones.
Fight, you got yourself a deal.
Yeah. We'll do a little like verbal fucking handshake on it. Let's go.
They make that.
Someone's gonna make a hell of a nice gif out of that.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good.
And then we also got Osterberry's in the chat throwing out Colby versus Burns, Luque or Neal.
Not Burns.
I was gonna say
You don't like Burns? I actually do like Burns.
Please not Jeff Neal. Oh my god.
Jeff Neal. Not Jeff Neal.
Fucking dog shit.
Give me Colby versus Burns all day. 9 out of 10 times I take that.
Any of those guys.
Who do you think? Prata?
I think all three of them would tear Colby limb from limb.
Yeah, Colby's fucked, bro. He's done.
Well, yeah, but we're trying to make
a
a stepping stone, my guy.
Yeah, I would say Ian Gary, but I mean, dude, that's not happening no more. So fuck, I don't know.
No fucking chance. No chance.
Yeah,
I mean, coming off a loss, maybe.
That's a good
Both
point.
are.
They both did lose. That's a good point, Nano. If Ian just wants to be like, fuck it, I'll go beat this dude's ass, make some money, get my name out there. Yeah.
Yeah, stay relevant.
Beef. Yeah, they got the beef. He's always talking about his wife. He's always talking about him being a cuck. They were supposed to low key maybe fight before Joaquin stepped in there, and he stepped in to fight Shavkat. Be fun.
So I know he'd be going backwards, but what do you guys think about Buckley versus Burns?
Oh, that'd be.
I'm happy with that. That's the one I want.
Such a fun fight.
Yeah, that's fun, bro.
I mean, I either want Colby versus Burns or Buckley versus Burns. I'd be happy with either one of them versus Burns.
Burns would absolutely steamroll Colby. I don't know where Colby would win in that fight.
I think he steamrolls Colby as well, but I'm not mad at it.
What about hey,
Like, look, this is called no filter, bro. Like, I'm here to call a spade, dog. Like,
Okay.
Would I watch the fight? Yes. Would I pay for it on a pay-per-view? Yes. Do I think it'd be one-sided? Yes.
What about Colby versus Kevin Holland?
Sign me up, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to think of fun fights.
Sign me the fuck up, Dagestani. Or sorry, what is it? What is he saying? Texastan wrestling or whatever the fuck? Like,
Yeah, that press conference would be hilarious with Kevin Holland and Colby, bro.
yeah. As Dana says, hashtag call Big Mouth.
Oh, Big Mouth. Kevin Holland, Colby Covington, 170. Book it.
How does he even win? I just don't see it.
He doesn't.
He wins via slick uppercut while Colby's coming in. Colby's takedown entries have slowed down significantly. Even just in this fight to his last fight.
How much weight we can put on that Buckley performance?
What's that?
I honestly don't know how much weight you can put on Colby's performance against Buckley.
Why not?
I kind of believe him that he was coming in off the couch, not like ill prepared.
You really think he was campaigning for Trump, huh?
Well, he took it on 4 weeks' notice.
That's fair.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. What you're saying is still true, but I'm just saying, just like not as Buck Wild as fighting Buckley, how he looked.
As Buck Wild? Was that a pun that you've been just sitting on this whole fucking time, bro? Tell me you didn't have that baked into the fucking script.
I swear on my heart. But
that's good then.
Him coming off, he still looks like he's been slowing down. I just don't think he's as bad as he looked against Buckley. Or maybe Buckley just made him look shit.
Buckley made him his bitch, bro. Buckley's a motherfucker.
Yeah, he manhandled the fuck out of him.
He manhandled the fuck out of him, bro. Buckley's a motherfucker to deal with, dude.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, switching the quote up from The Longest Yard, which is one of my favorite sports movies of all time. Look, Buckley went out there against Colby and he was strong. He made people that were strong look not strong. He was real strong. Look, like, I mean, the way he was in there against Colby was nasty stuff, bro. Like, he didn't even have perfect form on it, but Colby was like, oh, fuck, I don't know what to do. He's real strong. So that's what it looked like in there. And I think Colby does that to a lot of people. And shout out to, sorry, not Colby does that to a lot of people. Joaquin does that to a lot of people. And shout out to fucking Joaquin Buckley. If you haven't listened to the young man in his post-fight speeches, he literally has said on the Helwani show, he watched the YouTube channel of Wonder Boy.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
To get adept at beating him. Like, this man is so smart when it comes to downloading data on his opponents, right? Like, the way that he goes about studying opponents is just something to behold. And, you know, if he did that with Wonder Boy's YouTube, you got to think with Colby, who just has a wealth of octagon time. It's very, very easy to study that young man. So he went out there and did that. Leroy, what you got?
I was just gonna say he might have a great team and game plan really well. He doesn't have the best fight IQ though. His mid-fight adjustments aren't really there. Maybe between rounds when his corner gets to him, but even then, it kind of, when it's not going his way, he just bites down on the mouthpiece and marches forward as he was doing prior to that.
it's crazy because like his coach is saying something so simple as, when he's biting on the single leg, make sure you do a half step back and throw that uppercut. I feel like that's the type of clip it that we don't get in between rounds that really stands out to a Joaquin Buckley. Like, it's so fucking simple, but he's like, yeah, you're right. And then we saw it happen. Right?
And then yeah.
Like, he took a half step back, not a full step, half step, so that way he's still in range. Colby still bites on the takedown attempt. He shoots and really, really commits. Not only shoots, but commits to that single leg. Heads on the inside. Lands the fucking uppercut. And it's not even perfect. But because it's imperfect, that's why it hurt him.
It's not perfect because he put so much fucking power into everything. Like,
it's not perfect placement. Dude, Leroy is spitting facts just like he has been in the chat all night, folks. Please, this man is the fucking legend. It's not perfect placement, but because of the way that he throws it, and also because of the UFC gloves, right? This is the old UFC gloves right here, right? So
the new old gloves.
This is the old gloves. So this is the old gloves. If you scrape in, there's so many seams that you can cut your opponent open with, right? And that's what he did. He quick power shot with that uppercut, as Leroy said so eloquently. He just landed ultimate power in that shot. It didn't have to be perfect. It was perfectly timed. And that's all she wrote. Boom. Quick delivery. The seams sliced open above and under Colby's eyebrow. And I mean, like, if you have a problem with the female doctor that stopped the fight, I'm sorry. At the risk of being canceled, you're fucking sexist, bro. Like,
I actually think it was a good stoppage.
I think it was a great stoppage. I think the doctor did him a fucking favor, my guy.
I didn't see a path for Colby to turn it around and win. He was just accumulating damage. And that cut is a fucking horrible spot because the blood has nowhere to go but directly in your eye unless you're on your back. And Colby on his back fighting Buckley, that's not where you want to be.
Exactly. It was a bad placement for him. And like, Colby was getting beat up in there. You let that fight go on. It's the same exact situation as if you let that last Conor McGregor
get his ass whooped more. Just saying.
No one's mad about that, bro. No one that tunes into this channel, I think. Look, if you let that fight go on, you just see Colby get beat the fuck up even more. If you let Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3 go on, what do you think happens, Leroy?
Well, it's where the cut
more
is.
More the same. But I mean, with Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3, Dustin Poirier was already beating the fuck out of him on the boxing realm. And Conor's not much for takedowns, so it was going to be more of the same.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think it's the same with Colby Covington versus Joaquin Buckley. Like, there are people, and I think, again, I said this last night for those of you that didn't tune in, but look, this is best case scenario for Colby Covington because the way this played out gives him a buyout. It gives him an excuse to really lean in.
Yeah.
It's built in. It's built in.
Yeah, he doesn't have to blame the referee this time.
He doesn't have to blame Mark Goddard or Mark Godless, as he calls him. Look, man, it was a tough fight. I'm not quite sure what happened to Dogs MMA. But either way, folks, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been over 2 hours and 20 minutes. There he fucking is. Oh my God. Oh my God. Give him a fucking air horn. And with that being said, folks, that's it for the final fight card of the fucking year. I don't know about you guys. Zero peer pressure, because that's simply not my style unless you're in my house. If you're in my house, it is actually my style. My significant other will tell you that. But here we go. We're pouring one out, folks. So if you have something ready, if you have something handy, you pour that shit the fuck out. You get it ready to go. You get it ready to flow. And if not, then do a simple shot of water, right? Because we're with that too. We want to make sure you're staying hydrated as my favorite champ that has never held the undisputed gold, Dustin Poirier, says, stay hydrated, folks. Look, again, you've tuned in for over 2 hours. We got Leroy in the chat, or in the live, I should say. He was in the chat for the first 3 quarters. But now he's in the fucking live, folks. So make sure you drop a like, a comment, subscribe to Leroy and the Fight Week show. Make sure you're already subscribed to @SDogs MMA Talk. And I know you're already subscribed to @Jive Turkey Nano. Let's fucking go. What's up, Leroy?
Which one of you is S Dogs MMA Talk?
The guy in the bottom right. You know what I'm talking about. The guy with the fucking bit of an oil spill there on the backdrop.
Leroy, we've been on for 2.5 hours. Let him in this. Shut up.
Yeah, we should.
My guy is dying for a sweet release, and you already know we're going to do a shot to sign it off. So if you got one poured up, folks, let's fucking go. As Beyblade say, let her rip. And as the rest of us say, keep on going and keep on growing, folks. Salute. Cheers to you. We appreciate you tuning in.
Tell your friends something nice that'll change their life, folks.
Ooh, a little Pat McAfee. I like it.
Woo!
Come on.
That boy Nano's cultured.
Come on, baby.
Cultured, but
I'm daily. I'm in there like swimwear. You know that. That's my boy.
Baby.
Hey, let's go. Hey,
That's my boy.
Nano's from the hood, baby. I got a partner named Stan. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
If Nano's got it teed up, he's setting you up for the read up, brother. Let's fucking go. You already know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, smash that fucking bell for notifications, and we will see you each and all same time, same place next week. There's no fight card, but you can bet your fucking sweet bottom dollar there will be an MMA Anomaly show. We'll see you then, folks. Let's fuck.
You've been listening to the MMA Anomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMA Anomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.